1, we are live and we are all talking. Okay, only I'm talking, I don't know. The other two are just nodding their heads. Oh. Okay, I see. Yes, I started the stream on time and I messed up the YouTube chat. So just give me one quick second to fix the YouTube chat. Nobody sees anything. Nobody sees anything over here. Yes, your audio should work. God freaking damn it, what's wrong with you guys? Like seriously, my God, I fixed this with Audi. I fixed it. I'm telling you, I fixed it. Oh my God, it got unfixed for some reason. Okay, try it now. Can you guys speak and see if...
Saying words, saying things, key correct of the word.
And now you should be fine.
Yes, I can hear. Stop.
You can hear? Okay, cool. Because there is a lot of background noise coming from Droogs room. Like, it's crazy.
What? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of fan noise coming.
It sounds like heavy wind or something. Humming the theme song.
We are audible
Yes,
on
we are
stream.
audible. Yeah. There was this crazy noise, which I think is gone now. I can't hear it.
For some reason, my filters are not working.
Okay, just give me a sec, guys. I don't know why this happened all of a sudden.
Okay, yeah, we'll wait. Are we live on Reddit also or
No,
not
we're
yet?
not live on Reddit yet.
Okay.
Okay, I need to... Okay, my filters seem to be working. Let's give it a check. Switch that on. Is it...
Yeah, sure. Audi, how's sculpting going?
Sculpting is going brilliantly so far. I'm sort of getting a good grip on anatomy. Learning new shit every day. It's actually fun.
Yeah, it's actually fun.
You didn't do anything?
Okay, so basically, for some reason, all my filters have stopped working completely.
Yeah, I can still hear it.
So,
It is loud.
so what I'm going to do is this pro hack called switching off my own volume.
That's bad, you can't fix it in any way. We have to hear that chaos.
No, I'm just going
What
to
is it
switch off
again?
my
Is it
volume.
the fan or is it the? Is it outside?
No, that was the fan, but I switched it off.
Okay.
But now I don't know what else to do.
Well, we're doing the best we can.
Every day we get new mistakes. That's what surprises me.
Well, that's Nandemo for you, right?
That's Nandemo for you,
Things
exactly.
go perfectly,
It sounds.
It's not possible for things to go perfectly.
It sounds
There have
good
to be
enough.
issues.
There is a bit of background noise there, but it's possible. Yeah.
I'll pass you, bitch.
Not good enough. But what can we do? That's the quality you expect with Nandemo.
Wow. Isn't
is
Sid
whatever
like
after
the... Isn't Sid like the ultimate...
Hey, I was saying you remember our coffee. It was a transition.
It was a terrible fucking transition.
Quality so bad. Go to coffee. Help us out. Thank you.
My God. Oh wait, let me just check a couple of things real quick.
Yes. So, do you use the mouse to sculpt or your tablet?
Currently, I use my mouse. I'm still using my tablet every now and then just to get used to it. But I can't.
Comfortable,
I can't
right?
hold a pen too long. It's the same thing with.
And hold a pen too long. What?
You know how your hand cramped, right? Because you played Dota for like an hour or so.
Yes.
Similarly, I can't hold a pen for too long. I'm more used to the mouse that way. So again, I'm just kind of getting used to the workflow with the pen itself. Eventually, I'll get around to using it for entirely for sculpting. But it's like a Have to develop the muscle memory, if you will.
Control 9K says I can hear multiple voices of Sid and Bruce sometimes. Yeah, even I heard my voice twice or thrice. But I think
Well,
it's gone now.
you told me real quick. I just changed it. Oh my god. What
Oh
a
yeah,
fucking
it is
mess.
echoing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's echoing still.
Okay, is it fine now? It should be fine now.
Check.
Like if any of you are like wondering why this is happening, it's because we keep trying new stuff. So it's not like we're idiots, okay? We're not idiots. I mean, we are, but we're not idiots.
We are, but not that bad.
Yeah, we aren't that bad, I guess. So,
There is still an echo.
Sid has
after
a
my
nice
voice.
echo, Brew has a robotic
Yeah.
echo. I don't know.
Yeah, Brew also has an. We both have.
Yeah.
why am I echoing? Okay, how about
No,
now?
I also have a robotic echo. Yeah.
All of us
are
do,
echoes.
huh?
Well,
What?
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
new shit.
What a fucking stuff. They like.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, what about now? Please check now and see if that has fixed things for you guys.
Okay, Brew, your voice is nice. Waiting for my
Yeah,
voice to come
Bruce's
in.
voice is
Sid,
nice. Let's-
my voice is fine.
Yeah, I think it sounds good now. Yeah, it's back.
Yeah, it sounds good.
God damn it.
Perfect. Sid's volume seems a bit lower than usual, but I don't know if
But
that's
at
the
least there's no
default
echo.
this thing. Yeah, there is no echo.
Okay, you know what? Okay, just give me one last second because apparently my voice is weird now. It might echo for a second. No, that's okay.
Take your time.
You know what? We'll just go ahead with this. Thank you for waiting, guys. Glad you're here. And yes, we are very prompt. I mean, what's the point of starting on time if you literally don't do anything afterwards?
If you do take some, you can fix it for 10 minutes after it's done.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, but everything is cool now,
I
right?
feel like we should just start from like 9:50 onwards and sort of settle the tech support
Yes.
issues.
Mod, if it's all good, let us know. It sounds good to me. But yeah.
And if it's not good,
Yes,
mod, let us know.
Fired. I don't know. Send Reddit link, please.
Yeah, hold on. I just started the broadcast. And I copy this. Start streaming. Start.
Nice, bro. I like that image behind you. That's a good one right there. Nice.
Yes, I am very I am very pro. What do I tell you?
Control 9K says everything is good. Thank you, Control 9K.
Okay, that's great then. We should be good to go. And now we'll go live on Reddit, and I hope Reddit can see us and it's not a big pain in the ass. Audi will be checking Reddit.
Yes.
We'll be checking that.
Yes. Okay, so welcome guys to the Droogs, our first ever movie discussion podcast. So basically we are these for anyone who's joining in new, we are these three Indian guys who talk about anime usually, and then from anime we started talking about our lives because apparently it's very entertaining and we do the most stupid shit you could think of, and a lot of people appreciated it. And then we decided we'll also talk about movies because Sid watches a lot of movies, and if anyone can't see the names properly, the one with the freaking beanie is Sid, the only one with hair is Brew, and the one without hair is Audi. Sid also doesn't have a hair, but
You're too loud and the rest of us are too soft. Apparently.
are you guys like kidding me right now?
Reddit seems to be generally okay.
Well,
Bro,
can
you seem
try
to have
working
a
on that. What?
you seem to have a slight echo on Reddit at least. Assuming everywhere else.
Okay, that's all we can do for now. So bear with us for any small tech issues. We are trying new stuff every day to try to make like
Yes.
fun little streams for
Make
you
the whole
guys. It's
experience
all
better.
for the
Helping it out to you when
fans.
the viewers actually point out, but okay.
Yes, please let us know if
Anyways,
there are any
let's
other
start
problems
off.
with the stream. We'll start off. By the time we are good. Yeah, so we talked about anime, we talked about our lives, and now we're going to talk about movies. We are
Movies,
just
yes.
doing this for fun. It's not like we're sponsored or anything. Nobody sponsors us. Though I wish you could, that'd be great. Otherwise,
Yes.
we're just doing this for fun. Yeah, so
And
we are
basically
starting
I
off Huh?
No, I just want to give more of an introduction.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
In the college days, Brew used to watch a lot of movies because he was interested in films at that point, at that stage in life. So, and we did see some amazing stuff back then, and we probably will be revisiting some of the movies we consider classics, for
Yes.
us that we really watched and loved.
Yep.
And I don't know a lot about Audie's history with films because I met him much later, and most of the stuff that we talk about is he saw like later on in life. So if Audie can
Yeah, I
talk
haven't
to that, it would be
watched.
great.
I don't know, like whether I have watched or not. I don't have a lot of memory of watching movies or like extremely like memorable moments, if you will, aside from a few. So yeah, it'll be a fun experience diving down into movies like this.
Yeah, it'll be real cool. And Control Nike says Brew is still louder, but
Still,
just
okay,
check that
just
if you
give
can
me
do
a
something
second.
about it.
The Rain Waker on
Yeah, I should. be
Reddit says
fine
like
now.
bottom looks like Indian Kanye. Well, sure,
Is that Brew?
that's me.
Are you Indian guy?
I'll take it. I'll take
I
it.
don't even remember. I don't
Kanye
know
has a-
how he looks.
Kanye has a
Let me
more,
see if
taller
I can see the
head.
resemblance.
I don't see it, but
I see it.
I think I know what is like. I think I know what
You
it's
have
like
the
in there.
same
It's
style
the
of,
yeah.
facial hair. Yeah.
Sure, I guess.
Kanye does have a taller face, so I don't know. Actually, no, holy shit! That is. Oh my god,
taller-
that is similar. Oh my god.
Yes, that does look like you, doesn't it?
My God, this is.
It's even creepier when he smiles. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna leave this for later. So interesting revelations.
Yes, okay.
But yeah.
Reddit has just like blown Audie's mind already. I see. Okay, cool. That works.
Yes, already blown on his mind.
Okay, I'm drunk. Fight me. Gave gold again. Hey, I'm drunk. Fight me. Thank you. We remember you from last
Thank you.
time.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
But yeah,
The slot again.
let's get started.
It's a bit like Forrester, but yes.
Yes. Anyway, we will be talking about Clockwork Orange today because
Clockwork Orange,
Stanley
yes.
Kubrick is one of our favorite directors. And
Yes,
we
he
really,
is.
really love Stanley Kubrick, and we have watched quite a few of his films and appreciated
Almost all of his films,
And,
I would say.
yeah, and I pretty much I used to make short films, and then I pretty much like gave up after seeing the movies Stanley Kubrick put out because I was like, nah, I'm never reaching that level. I know my limits
Yes.
here. I'm never going to get that good. And instead I'm here streaming so that I can die poor instead.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick made Brew give up filmmaking, apparently.
And life, evidently.
And life.
And
yes,
life, yes.
That is an important thing to say, yes, and life. But yeah, so Clockwork Orange, I'm pretty sure everyone knows, has at least
Everyone
heard
knows.
the name of the movie. It's a pretty well-known movie, and it
Pretty
is
well-known.
basically about a guy called Alex and his Droogs, which is also the name of this movie discussion.
Podcast, yes, because it's one of our favorite films.
Inspiration.
Yes, so
At least
the
mine and
Droogs-
Brew's, apparently.
Yeah. So the Droogs is from the language Nadsat, which is supposed to be a mixture of British, English, and Russian, and it was in the book of Clockwork Orange, and basically it's the language they speak in the film as well, and the Nadsat Droogs, so basically the friends in Nadsat. So we decided to call this Droogs. We usually have the Nadsat in the middle, but then it's just the Droogs here because we are just the friends, and that's
We're just friends.
why. And since that was the inspiration for our name, we decided to do a Clockwork Orange first. And here we are going to start. I have
It's an amazing
actually-
movie to start with.
Yeah. I'm drunk. Fight me, says bro. You're echoing like mad.
Oh
What?
shit!
Brew?
Bro is echoing.
Oh shit.
Echo.
All our everything.
No, on Reddit so far.
Okay, on Reddit.
I don't know how the.
Okay, I should be good to
But
go.
yes, so Clockwork Orange, we really loved the film. Watched it like I don't really watch films like many times, but this one film I've watched many times. Because I really
that's
like
true.
it.
Sid really loves.
It's a beautiful experience, this film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really amazing. Every single scene, every single shot. As Kubrick films mostly are,
Every frame a painting, you could say.
Exactly, every frame of painting. And and there are so many like there's so much like symbolism and deep meaning, deeper than the story itself, you know. And he gives a commentary on the state of the world at that time, and even apparently the world nowadays.
Yes, that is true. He does have a
Yeah,
lot of
it
social
relates very
commentary.
well through that. Yes, so all these things together, along with the music, the actors, story, makes it a beautiful fucking film to experience.
Yes, it does. And this episode will be held on, will be supported by Audi and Sid apparently, because I have a lot of voice issues. So I will just sit here in the background and be this real nice producer,
Yes.
streamer who is just taking care of the stream in general. But yeah, we can start talking about it. Everyone
let's start.
knows the intro.
So yeah,
Right.
so I wanted to, before like we
I'm
start,
just going to preface by saying this is going to be a long episode because Sid has been like, this has been like in the works for a long while now. And Sid is going to be like, yes, if I'm going to start on Clockwork Orange, I'm not going to stop for like a good 3 hours or so.
no, it
So,
won't
yeah.
go for 3 hours.
We're going to be inspecting every frame, like the red in the beginning, then like the title sequence and everything as it goes
What the
on.
fuck? But this thing, I wanted to know your first thoughts, like after you finished watching the film for the first time. Because for me, after I finished, I was like, I saw it in my college, right? And after watching, I was like, what the fuck did I just did I just watch? This was fucking amazing. I was like in shock
Yes.
because I saw it on a Monday morning. Okay, that's not a good time to see a film because I'm like feeling really tired, like what, like you know, sleepy.
Of course.
Traveling for 4 hours to go to college.
Of course.
And that film just woke me the fuck up. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And yeah, I really loved it. And after that, I told Brew to watch it. And Brew, how was your first experience watching Clockwork Orange?
Yeah, it was pretty good, and I would say I learned a lot more about filmmaking on that day because there were a lot of camera angles, the way he uses them, the way he has made people act. And then later on, I found out there were like horror stories behind this because there are a lot of things that Kubrick did that a lot of people didn't like.
Yeah.
So I mean, what really stood out to me was the fact that like it was, I think, just the message that the story was putting out about how like the whole thing that was happening, whole irony that happens in the film. I'm trying not to spoil it in any way, but the
Yeah, we get into that. I just want your initial feelings just after you finish like watching the film.
Yeah,
because
like,
it is
initially I loved
quite
it because
an
I
experience.
I loved it
Yeah.
even more because I was like, haha, edgy. I'm also an edgy teen. Okay, I was in my late teens. I wasn't that edgy at that time, but it
Yeah.
was pretty grim. Which showed a pretty grim future
Pretty
for
raw.
humanity. Pretty raw, yeah. And a lot of the scenes were, made me feel uncomfortable. And that helped me understand what the message was, which I think he did really beautifully. And
for sure.
there are a few scenes where I was like cringing. I was like, I don't think I don't know. But
He does. Good directors do make you do that. Yes.
yeah, so it's like I'm not sure about that scene right there, but that's what the whole movie is about. It's about making you feel that cringe, so that
Yes.
Wasn't there a whole lot of controversy that was sparked up because of the extreme amounts of realism used in this?
Well, I can see it definitely. Like even
Yeah.
when it came out, there were a lot of death threats that were sent to Kubrick and his family. They had to shift out of their house and go somewhere else to hide away from
Damn.
people who were because they show a lot of anti-Christian values.
Yeah.
in the
Well, yeah,
movie.
clearly.
Very
but then,
openly. Yeah.
But then they have like proper rope scenes going on in through the whole movie itself. So
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
But-
The R word we will get banned
Yes.
probably. So
Yeah,
please
we will talk about
address it
that
as
in
the
the
R
future.
word. We will talk about that. Yes.
yeah.
And also there's also like they actually have like statues of Jesus in different things, doing different things in the movie, which I'm pretty sure made a lot of people uncomfortable. And Kubrick also got a package on his front door which he thought was a bomb because he could hear a ticking sound from it, but it turns out that somebody literally made a Clockwork Orange, which was
That's so
where
fucking
gears
cool.
were moving
Yeah.
inside and there was a clicking. It sounds cool, but then imagine being Kubrick getting
Yeah,
a death threat
of
and then
course,
the
you're
next day
scared
a
as
package
shit,
shows up
yeah.
going tick tick tick.
Yeah, 100%. And see, the thing about the film. Sorry, wait. Do you want to give your thoughts before I? talk
No, you can
about
carry
the
on. You can
timeline?
carry on. I'll tell afterwards.
Okay. So the thing about the film is, right, like it's it was based on like the youth revolution, so called, of the like late 60s mainly is when it increased, right?
Yeah.
Like after like the civil rights movement, and it's based on the youth revolution, when a lot of the youth started revolting against the government and officials, and like breaking down cars and societal systems and stuff like that. And the film came out in 71. Sorry, I don't know if that's a word, but the film came out in 1971, which was right after the youth revolution, basically.
Yeah.
And you do see a lot of elements of that displayed in the film. A lot of it is actually raw, depictions of what actually happened during the youth revolution of the late 60s. And like there are in media also, there are lots of references to that, like like the Dylan's Times They Are Changing it.
Of course.
Even that song, it was written in 64, it does reference the youth revolution, which was starting to grow up back then, right? He does address like the senators and the congressmen talking about accepting the young people and everything like that, right?
He talks about anyone old who has to accept anyone young. That's
Exactly.
basically like, you guys had your time, shut the fuck up, get the fuck out.
Yeah, basically. So because of that, you can see the timeline that it's based in, and the whole set design, even the houses, like even from like even the language, like Nat said, the way it's used, it talks about that time very well.
Yeah.
It talks about, and even like if you see the Droogs, like their power in like the society they live in, how they act, how they're like anarchy, they do whatever they want. It shows their sense of revolution, right?
Yeah.
Kind of against the rich.
Yes,
It's not
against
only,
society.
it's not only against the rich. It's basically
it's
like
not
anything that holds. It's
Anything that
restrictive
holds
in
power
nature, I
over
would
you.
say.
I see.
Yeah, against family, against society, against media, like everything, right? And that's shown like beautifully in the film. But like to start off, if we talk about like the first scene, one of the fucking amazing scene, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, the first scene that starts in the Koravam Milk Bar.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the top opening scenes of films ever, I would say. Personally, sorry, but it's fucking beautiful.
Better than The Shining, or better than Clockwork, or Space Odyssey.
Yeah, it's equal with Space Odyssey, I would say. The Shining's opening is it's good. It's like not as good as these because it's just a car going down like this hill, right?
Yeah, but it's still a pretty good opening.
Yeah, it's a good opening, but not as impactful as the Clockwork Orange opening. Come on.
Well,
It does give a slight sense of dread.
Shining has its beautiful moments, like the elevator scene and stuff. But
I mean, elevator scene which was shot multiple times, even though they had to use like 500 million gajillion
that was fucking crazy.
gallons of water into just doing that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and because of that, I think like the first opening scene is so impactful with the music that starts on. Like we watched it so many times throughout the years, right?
Yes.
Of them, it starts with them, and then it zooms out and shows the whole Korawa Milk Bar while he's talking about what he does, right, with his
Okay, I'm
Droogs.
just gonna interrupt you for just 1 second.
Yeah,
and
sure,
ask
sure.
Audi if Reddit is running just fine, because I want to show our new layout for Reddit.
Reddit does have delays every now and then.
Yeah, delays are fine.
but
I
I'm
just
refreshing it every
I just
now.
don't know if it's
Refreshing it, so it's working fine for
is
now.
it getting stuck. Don't refresh it. Is it getting stuck?
Yeah, it gets stuck, but then I have to just refresh it and it gets unstuck afterwards. But
Then we are-
this I'm Drunk Fight Me says use a VPN and make sure it's set to the US. Trust me, I have the same issue. Problem is we're not based. Like it wouldn't it just make it worse if we set it to the US?
Yeah, I don't know. We have
Or
to
is it-
test that out.
Or are the RPAN servers in US alone or something? I don't know.
The Reddit,
No clue.
Reddit servers are in US, but that's okay. We can figure it out. We just wanted to show off our new layout for Reddit,
yes.
made specially for you, where we have a photo available and we have our faces still just for you, because we got tired of not being able to show you guys photos. So
Yes.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this scene is the one I'm talking about. It's a classic scene. Like if it's been shown, it's been used as inspiration. Even if you see like the N64 game Conker's Bad Fur Day, it starts like this,
Yeah.
with Conker saying the same dialogue, sitting with the hat on, and it zooms out. And like this
I believe
first
it was
scene, like
PewDiePie who was playing the game and talking about it. Was it? I think that's where I saw it. Was it PewDiePie?
okay.
I think it was.
I don't remember. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, PewDiePie is also a big Kubrick fan, right? He's talked about how he likes.
he is a big Kubrick fan.
Yeah. So I think it was PewDiePie who was playing the game.
Yeah, for a long time, I think PewDiePie had, at the time I used to watch, he had the Clockwork Orange poster behind him
Yeah.
too, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah. And yeah, it's and even at this stage, you get an idea of the whole society, like they're having hallucinogenics and
Yeah.
drugs with their milk, right? All these
Doesn't
synthemesk
everybody-
and bell
doesn't
crumb and
everybody?
everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And basically Alex gives us an intro, and this is a very impactful scene, and what do you guys think about
Oh my
the
god,
scene
the
in the
music,
beginning when
dude,
you
the
saw
music
it?
is what
Yeah, the
sells
music
the
is-
scene
The
completely.
music is
Beautiful,
actually
right?
cool.
It's so
Yeah.
good. Not even kidding, it's so freaking
The
good.
music and even like his dialogue, his first one, like when he
the
starts
monologue,
speaking, right?
But I mean, that's still like, okay, like it was good, but without the
Yeah.
music, that doesn't sell half as good. I'm
That's
pretty
true.
sure.
That's true.
The music
Yeah.
is just, it grabs your attention right from the start.
Yeah,
Very
the
catchy
music-
tune as well.
Yeah, it's like just a beautiful, and even like you see a good example of Kubrick's perspective shots that he
course,
liked to do in this, right?
The
It's like
infamous. I don't know. Is it infamous? The very famous
The
Kubrick
very
shots.
famous.
Like this
Yes.
is iconic. It's just there in every movie he does, and it's pretty freaking good. Like that's another thing. So basically, in one of the short film fests that we went to
Yeah.
in college, they asked. We had to do one of these perspective shots as a prerequisite for the entry. So they had multiple directors, and we had to get one of these. I had no clue how to do it. I was just sitting there like, what the fuck do I do here? How do you expect me, a broke-ass college student with a shitty DSLR, to sit here
Yeah.
and make a shot like this? And they're just like, just do it like Kubrick, bro. And I'm talking to those guys.
just do it like Kubrick, bro.
I'm talking to the guys who organized the fest. I'm like, what are you guys thinking? Why would you do that to us? Nobody is going to be able to do that, and nobody did. Like, okay, to be a little. Okay, you know what? There is no difference. Like half the people there didn't know what the shot was.
Of
okay?
course.
And the organizers just expected people to know, which makes sense because you're studying media. But they
Mass media,
expected
yes.
people to know who Kubrick was and what the shot was, and everybody screwed it up. I mean, a few people had their attempts, including me, but it was all screwed up in the end.
Yeah, but I can understand. Most people in India, like at least that I've talked to, have no clue who Kubrick is. The casual people who like watching movies and stuff, like they're like, who? Like when they ask me what's your favorite film, like yeah, it's this by Kubrick. They're like, what? Who's that? And that's the reaction I've gotten. So yeah, it is expected, right?
Yes, most
It is.
people here
It's
it's
always-
just
And
watching random
to
stuff.
be very honest, I don't think. I think a movie like Clockwork Orange, especially in India, will absolutely destroy the whole. It will just destroy the idea
Oh,
society
yeah,
has
for
of
sure.
movies,
Yeah,
and
for
it will
sure.
be like so censored by our censor board. It's gonna be. It's
Dude,
gonna be a
this
different
the
movie
first scene
entirely.
will be censored.
Yeah, like every scene is going to be censored because they just have
Yeah.
the whole story won't come out because the violence and nudity
The
shown in the movie is
gritty-
important
yeah,
for the story
exactly.
Yeah.
ending. So even that's not going to be there. Oh my god, it would be just absolutely terrible. So you know what? I don't particularly mind that people don't know about it as long as he could do whatever the fuck he wanted.
If it was
Yeah,
censored, I think the movie will just begin with Alex in prison. That's all.
Even that.
They'll
Might,
just-
Even that.
I mean,
might
even
be
that might get
censored.
censored as well. But then at least that is less damning than the other scenes that come before that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what, like the first time I watched it in class, right, with a couple of classmates, most of them didn't like it. They were like, it was too disturbing for me. I didn't like it. Some found it boring. So yeah, I did, because like Kubrick movies they are not like really fast paced. Also, he takes his time telling the story.
He does.
And most people don't have a lot of
And
patience. when
It's
they
not only
watch
about the
films.
patience. Every goddamn movie of his has these. So it's either what is being shown blatantly, what is being shown on screen, or
Yeah.
it's the way the actors are made to act, which unsettles you terribly
Yeah.
during the entire movie. Like I can understand why watching a Kubrick movie is not a fun experience for people because you're just sitting there and you're like you have this deep sense of discomfort in your soul.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I honestly cannot
I
blame anyone for
watched
tapping
the-
out and being like, I'm done, I can't.
The fight scene in the decrepit casino. I was a bit. I was a bit shocked myself as to how real that scene.
Wait,
He said it was a decrepit casino.
Oh, in the beginning, right after.
In the beginning, when the
after.
whole when
Since
they
we're
were
talking
fighting separate, when they were fighting Georgie or not Georgie, but
the other band.
the other band basically. Their Droogs.
photos to the scene right before that where they beat up the old man, because that's also a very important
That
scene.
is a fucking iconic scene. Like that also is a very good example of how of Kubrick's composition and the way he uses color and lighting. You can see.
Yeah,
Because
and that's
before this there is a scene of them like walking towards walking, and then it zooms out and you have the old man in the corner under the bridge.
him singing drunkenly, and he talks about how much he
Yes,
hates
yes.
drunk old people. And then
Yes,
he
exactly,
beat the
yeah.
shit out of him. And there's
Pretty
a
much.
picture which I got, which isn't going to get us cancelled on YouTube for
And if you
about the
if you guys
theater.
notice, I'm just saying it to the people who probably know, and even if you don't, like people who haven't seen, most of these compositions, since they're 1 point perspective, right? You see they form triangles, right? Which you see throughout the film. He's forming these triangles with Alex always at the top of the hierarchy,
Yeah.
right? Which is also what you see in the poster of Clockwork Orange, the triangle, right? And
so
that
yeah,
is broken later on, which we what?
Your video just became garbled suddenly. I don't know
Oh
what
shit.
happened.
Should I restart it?
No, I'll do it just a sec. But
Okay.
yeah, Audi, this is the one you were talking about, which seems to it doesn't seem like a casino. I don't know. Does it seem like a casino?
All the
He
pictures
says-
are
he
safe
says,
for work, right, bro?
What?
All the pictures are safe for work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
pictures are
picture
safe
looks
for
safe
work.
for
I
work.
went through
Okay.
the entire movie and I got safe for work pictures. So YouTube
Alex-
and Twitch, please
Oh
don't
my
kill
god, I
us.
just saw the subtitles of the image. In out
Yeah.
on a BP Young Divorce.
I got screen caps with subtitles wherever I could.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that like we can also show people what kind of language they use and how how
Exactly.
it affects your understanding of it as well. And okay, so here's the thing. If anyone's been following us recently on Reddit, I know a few people liked what we did a couple of weeks ago and last week as well. But if anyone has been following us for that long, you know that I have very openly spoken about how manga has like this sexist attitude about it, and some things like Chainsaw Man or Fire Punch were just terrible for showing rope and other such
Yes.
sexual harassment acts, which I really did not approve of. Now I'm not being a two-faced bitch over here, because I still
Yeah,
think
of course not.
what Kubrick showed was bad, but that was the whole point of the shot. The shot is
Yes.
there to establish how much of an absolute asshole Alex is, and it's not about that's how the real world is kind of thing. It's about talking about this character who is just the worst scum you could ever think of. And he knows it, but he tries to convince you as a narrator that he is a very innocent person who does not deserve any of the bad things happening to him.
Yeah.
And these type of scenes are really why Kubrick even set this up. It's because it all pays off at the end of the movie. So there's going to be heavy disturbance. You're going to feel heavy disturbance.
Yeah, you're gonna feel heavy. Yeah.
And then you're going to be like,
These
"You're
scenes are
wrong."
hard to digest.
Yeah, don't do that. You are wrong.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, I'm innocent. And then later he gets what he deserves, and then you're like, you're wrong, but holy shit, I feel bad for you now as well, kind
Yeah.
of, because this seems brutal. So yeah, there
And
is
also
purpose
to
behind
your
the scene.
initial point, right? To get to your initial point of when you were saying the manga and stuff, you also say that because those are shonen mangas meant for kids,
That's
but
true.
this is not meant for kids
but
at
That
all.
is that, yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
reason for showing something.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because
yeah,
Kubrick
that
believes
way.
that as any filmmaker, it's believed that if anything is in the frame, it's there for a reason.
There for a reason.
Yeah, but while-
Kubrick 100% makes sure of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't find any, like even a prop that's like unnecessary.
Yeah.
Right.
And the problem with some manga is that they do it for the edge effect, basically,
Yes.
which
basically.
really sucks. I do have another picture of this the scene right afterwards where they actually start fighting, which shows how he uses lighting specially, which
And even the
makes a
fighting
huge
is quite raw.
difference.
It's not like an exciting action scene. It's just raw street fighting.
Yeah,
like
that's
people
what,
trying
that's
to hit
what I
and
wanted
kill
to
each
say. I was a
other
bit
with
shocked
whatever
as to how
energy have.
how real it was, and they actually just picked up like chairs and whatnot, and just started going ham at each other. Like there was nothing, there was no finesse to it, there was no proper fighting. And it was like one person was throwing another person through a window, one person was slamming a chair on someone. Alex just took his cane and just went around whacking people left, right, and center.
I mean, it seems like how we fought in school, like somebody just takes whatever the fuck they get in their hands and they start beating the hell out of you. Thankfully, I've never seen anyone take a chair and beat someone else with it, but I have seen people being pushed into tables a lot.
Yes, I've seen a handicapped guy in school take a crutch and beat someone else with it.
I've seen the chair bit. Yes.
People do use whatever they have.
Our chairs are light enough.
Handicap. Yes.
Was the handicapped guy handicapped because like somebody else broke his leg and he came for revenge with his crutch?
Yeah, no,
Probably.
he was a bully. He broke his leg doing something else, but
Okay.
he still wanted to bully people, so he used to take his crutch and hit people with
I
it.
see.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes, makes sense.
Efficient bullying. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. Just got a weapon apparently.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. So
But yeah, we can go.
these
I'm adding the
yeah,
next
and
picture.
also before in the language, right, bro, you see a lot of you see how he's used words, like in out, the good old ultra violence, even like cigarettes, right? In the film, cigarettes are referred to as cancer, if you remember.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things that you just don't understand at the start. And
Yeah.
you're just wondering what the fuck is going on.
And the more you watch the film, the more times like I watch the film, the more you notice more and more of the story and these like props and visual metaphors and things he's trying to say throughout, right?
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Like one watch is not enough for you to fully understand Clockwork Orange, I
So the
think.
thing is, I'm not
I think
sure
the first
I'm going
watch
to
will
watch
just-
it a second time after the initial,
Yeah.
that disturbance
That
you're
shock.
going to have, that shock
Yeah.
you're going to have.
The
I don't know if
first watch
anyone
kind of
watched it.
shakes off the. It's like a filter, like everyone is gonna watch it the first time, like, okay, you know what? No, this is a bit too disturbing. I'm not watching this shit again.
Yeah, I mean,
In
it
second
makes
time.
sense. And also this
Yeah.
this next scene is also a very important one for setup, because like they want to Kubrick just wants to show that these guys are freaking terrible people. They go around just it's like they're, I don't know, Vikings or some shit, except they're like inner city Vikings. Where they
He's
just,
basically
like, pillage
building
and
them
loot.
up,
Yeah.
he's building them up throughout this scene. And he's also talks about the timeline, like I mentioned before, that where they feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
And
they
through
feel
these
invincible,
initial
basically.
starting scenes, we do see that. We see examples of that, right?
Yeah,
Through the
and-
at least the first half of the film.
It also shows how absolutely wild some people can just be, and I'll just refresh this video because it became garbled again. But yeah, it just shows like how wild people can be in their youth, and I think that's also shown really well. Where it's like it's not like they only fuck with other youth; they also go fuck with old people and couples and everyone basically. Yeah. So
How young were they supposed to be, by the way? Because there are a lot of times where Alex is referred to be in school.
yeah, I'm
so,
not
like-
really sure what age school is in this particular universe.
Because they look like 30, like all of them, and
really.
They don't look.
they don't look
Younger
old
than
enough to
us,
be in
and we
school.
look like 40 right now, all of us.
Yeah.
Really?
Guys, we're not that old. Okay, we're like 26. God damn it. I mean, nobody said anything, but I just
Well, I
want
told people last time that I'm like 46 or something, so I don't know if they actually believe it. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
so
They
I don't know
they
that-
look old enough to not be in school. Is all I'm saying. Like they're riding around cars and shit. They're tall enough to drive around in a car. So I'm
basically did
assuming.
what Sid
Dude,
did and skip
he's
school every
basically
day.
he's in his late teens
That's how it's
because
Possibly,
of
yeah.
the
It feels like,
implication. Yeah, it feels like he's in his late teens.
Sid, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you
I
said
said
I didn't go to school I went to school. I didn't go to college. There's a
Sorry.
difference.
Yeah.
Yes,
My bad.
Yes. Get your facts right, bro.
Well, you ditch everything in there. Okay, and then after that, there's like also again continuing the setup is the scene with the old man who's a writer sitting in his house.
Also, if you haven't seen the film, go watch it and come back later. Bye.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of spoilers. But yeah, the old man thing was something.
The
that,
old man. Oh, this one. Okay, yeah.
like goddamn, the writer dude who's just absolutely his life is turned over in like
What
1
a
second
fucking
by these
crazy
guys.
scene. Yeah.
So
Dude.
what really hit me with the first watch I had of this is that the way the scene starts at this point, and when the scene starts again at the end, is exactly the same.
Exactly the same, yes. When they come back to the shot.
All
Yeah.
the events are exactly the same. And spoilers, but when you see him later, you realize that he's coming in a wheelchair this time because he's just freaking
Yes. And
paralyzed.
also, like,
everything is like
even
the same
this,
until then.
everything is this, until that point. And also, if you see with this old man, like, he's also, they show his place in the society, right? He's of course much richer, you can see, based on his house and stuff.
He has a whole
And,
freaking
you know,
mansion over here.
Yeah, and later the bodyguard also, yes, you can see he can afford stuff like that. And also, if we talk about the scene, which is like one of the most disturbing scenes in the film, right? The singing in the rain scene.
Oh, hold on, I have a picture for that as well. Safe
Yeah.
for work.
Yes. So
Picture
basically,
right now.
the singing in the rain scene is, it's one of the most disturbing R-word scenes in the movie.
I think that's
And-
it's one of the most disturbing R-word scenes I've seen.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, now that I think about
any
it, yeah.
movie, in any form of media, like as crude as Fire Punch
It is
was, it still
very
didn't
crude
shock
and
me
raw.
as much as this.
Yeah, like Kubrick doesn't hide anything in the film. He shows you hitting. He shows everything basically.
Yeah.
Like
And-
he doesn't make it like a film and, like, make you assume stuff. Like, in a lot of films they make you assume what's happening, right, based on
Yeah,
like
they
sound,
imply-
or
India is-
like
India is really good at
they
that, by the
imply
way.
things.
Sex
Yeah,
equals
it is
butterflies.
sex equals just going to
Butterflies
bed and waking up
roses.
the next
No,
morning.
they go to bed and then they show butterflies and roses, and then they show them like waking up the next
Yeah.
morning.
Yes.
It's a classic
So-
Indian trick because we're
He
too
doesn't
afraid of
imply
sex.
anything. He shows every single thing so like Singing in the Rain, if you guys have seen the film, right, it's like a classic like musical film, right? So like a really nice film, and it's like this very cheery, like, feel good film, and using such a nice song, in contrast to such a dark scene,
Yeah.
is like a really fun
I
thing
believe
that he did.
somebody who was I don't know who, somebody related to the original song got
Yes.
really, really pissed at Kubrick because he put that scene in with that
Course.
song. So he was livid that his song was used for something like this. And Kubrick, Kubrick doesn't ask
Yeah.
permission. What he does is he just
definitely
does
not.
what the fuck he wants, and if anybody takes him to court, he takes care of that later. He's like, fuck it, I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
Sounds a
Just
lot
wanted
like
to make
Sid.
good films.
Yeah, I know, right? Except Sid will not deal with the law at all. He'll just probably run away or some shit.
Vanish, yeah, you just go to
just
run away to an
The law
island.
for me.
No, I'm not going to deal with the law for you. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this
I'm
is
like that man right there. He went there.
it's a very, very disturbing scene, but again, it's still set up, I would say, for something more in the story. Where it's like going to show you something that will really change the way you look at things, and that's
Exactly,
very important
yeah.
for. I mean,
It is ironic
this movie in
that he
general.
does put such a nice song to the whole scene, because
Yeah.
later on
And he makes Alex sing it while he's committing the crime.
Yeah. So
no, but then later on, like he faces the same fate, like the same fate as the old man, that his favorite song, the Ninth Symphony, is being associated with violence
Yes,
as well on
the
top
Ninth
of it.
Symphony, Alex's favorite song, is used to like brainwash him basically.
yeah,
later.
I mean, and it was obviously a very, very intentional choice to make it such
Yes.
a fun song, happy song with the horrible
Yes, it was very
acts being committed.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, like the
what
the
happened? Yeah.
the way the song is used, right? Like a lot of people were offended because like you're like, oh, you relate, like I if you don't know, you're like, oh, Singing in the Rain, oh, it's related to Clockwork Orange, this terrible scene. Not like this guy who's like really happy singing around
Yeah.
London, in the rain.
Yeah.
So
Like that,
I understand
one thing we were taught in by our filmmaking teacher was which a lot of other people did, and I did in like one movie as well, which he was like, see, don't put songs that are in other works of art, because the thing is people are going to associate that with that art and not what you're making, so you're not going to get the recognition you deserve. But honestly, with Kubrick, I think it was more the other way around, because it generated so much hate that people started associating the song with this movie instead of the originals, which probably caused more problems.
And see, that's like, I saw the film as a kid because it's one of my mom's favorite film, the Singing in the Rain. Okay, and if my mom watches this, she's gonna hate it.
She's gonna absolutely
First of all,
hate
my
it.
mom would never watch this. Like, it would be too much for her.
Of course.
Like, she couldn't get past the first scene of Game of Thrones, so forget this.
Of course. And we're going into the first scene of Game of Thrones. Okay, Alex has a snake. I think this is safe for work because you can't see the background properly, but Alex has a freaking snake. Spoilers, unfortunately the snake dies in the end, or dies off screen, and that really made me sad.
Yeah, he dies off screen.
Like,
okay.
Like when I watched it the first time, I was like, yeah, okay, it didn't even like strike me that the snake was dead. But this time I was like, the snake is dead. No. I freaking hated the fact the snake was dead.
I don't think it died of like negligence. It probably just the parents just killed it off out of like spite or something,
doesn't it?
Talking about the scene where he goes like to his house also, right? You see him with his parents. Like, even in the beginning, you see like the elevator and stuff is not working. You see the chaos of like the society, with graffiti and everything on the
on what looks like a really good Greek mural.
So many things, right? And even there the first time you get a sense of Alex believes he's like how powerful is society in accordance to like his family and what they think of him, and how they want him to go to school, I guess, and his family is not like, and he's not listening to his parents, right?
Yeah, he's definitely not
and
listening.
His parents are very submissive, like they don't like to. And then the teacher comes. Is that the teacher? Yeah.
He's like the
correction officer, more like
the correction officer.
And that as well.
Clearly molests him.
The correction officer was it was a bit fucking bit more jarring than usual. And what made it worse was that he had this annoying fucking voice to him where he'd go after every line he'd say yes. Are you sure about that? Yes. I'm like, fucking hell, goddamn. That's annoying to hear.
And at this
every
point,
single time.
Yeah, I mean,
you see them trying to take
like
down Alex.
Threatening. That's how he's threatening him.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, trying to threaten him.
That was like most accents back then as well. But even then, it kind of stood out. Like there was another guy later on in the movie, the officer in the prison, the warden, I believe. And he was like very uppity about his voice as well, but he wasn't as bad as the corrections officer. The corrections officer was really annoying.
Yeah, I mean, well, it just felt it just felt like a really pissed off character to me. Like, he's like, I've sunk so much time into you, and I'm going to get a bad experience at my job because of you. Like, what did I do to deserve you,
exactly,
you dumb bitch? And after that, we have Alex just skipping everything and going off to pick up some girls apparently. And here,
this scene is also.
So I took this picture for this scene in specific because you see something on this.
You see something.
Frame. Or did you catch this? I want to know.
Did you catch it?
See something on this frame which could be a reference?
Yes.
I am waiting for the image to load. Hold on.
Okay, I will just tell you.
So Adi doesn't know about it.
So basically, it's.
I'm waiting for the image to load and I can't see shit.
It's a reference to Space Odyssey.
Space Odyssey,
It's there in Clockwork Orange, and you can just see the cover over there.
You see the vinyl over
That's
there.
all you need to know.
Yeah.
So basically,
on the bottom, right?
So basically, Kubrick has had this habit of putting in references which may or may not have even been legal at times. Again, he just used to fight them later. But so this is a reference to his own movie, so that's fine. But in Space Odyssey, somebody, I don't remember who exactly it was interviewed, but somebody was interviewed and they said, okay, Kubrick didn't realize that remastering and Blu-ray was coming this quickly into existence. He thought his films were all going to be with bad quality compared to these modern times. And he put IBM's logo on his spaceship in Space Odyssey, which is a big fucking deal. If you actually put a brand's name without asking the brand, you could get in some serious trouble for that. And nobody knew because it was not visible in that aspect ratio and that resolution. When they converted it to Blu-ray, everybody could figure it out, which, well, I guess you can't really land him in trouble if he's dead by that time. But yeah.
If he's dead,
Really cool references put inside the whole thing.
Yeah, but even this scene is really cool, right? It talks, like, I love, like, you know, the vinyl stores where they go and meet people, and even like he meets those two girls and they're sucking on the dick-shaped ice cream. The disc. What are they called?
Icicles.
What are those? We call them candies in India, right?
Yeah, but
popsicles.
Popsicles, yes.
Yeah, so it seemed like when I was looking at it, I was like,
ice candy,
like
fuck
a
it.
popsicle. It seems more like a you know, some lollipop type of
Kulfi?
shit.
No, it was a popsicle. Yeah, with the classic, like the packaging.
Does that have the shape of a kulfi?
Yes, the shape of a
Oh my god.
of course.
Kulfi with a bigger head, yes.
Yes.
Man, I am.
But yeah, and that time, see, at that point, like with the youth revolution, they also called it the sexual revolution, right? At the end of the 70s. So you see a lot of references to that at the same time.
Yes,
with
everybody was
these
banging
dick-shaped
everywhere, I agree.
popsicles and banging and everything, And the scene after that also, which is like the time lapse in the bedroom, right?
Basically.
Of his threesome with Beethoven playing in the background. And again, it was another choice for him to play that song with that scene
It
because
just sets up the fact that he is in love with Beethoven in general.
exactly, it shows his peak, you know, how much he likes the song, and it sets up his relationship with it. So it was really, and that was pretty cool time lapse, if I say so myself.
I mean,
Just went from
like for some reason when I was taking screenshots today, I was watching the scene, and for some reason I felt like I was like 16 or 17 again watching the movie, and I'm like looking out, I'm like, are my parents going to walk in while I'm looking at this? I really don't want that to happen.
Yes.
There should be no reason
Had to like
why.
close the door, close the balcony door shut. It's just like no one's watching, thankfully.
Yeah, but like I'm much more
Questions
grown
would be
up now, but
raised
I'm like,
if they saw certain
I
scenes.
feel like this is a little embarrassing for me. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, you know, I felt like I was a kid again for some reason. I don't know why.
I see, like you're watching Prawn or something.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure my dad would have come in and been like, "What are you watching? Are you watching porn?"
What are you watching? Send link.
My god. Yeah, and then we can move on with the story, which is goes into this very important scene where they the Droogs basically tell Alex that they were tired of his shit. They're like, fuck
So
you
this
and your
is,
shit.
I would say, the peak of Alex's rise, because he's reached so far that his own, like, you know,
He's lived controlling
above his own
everyone
group
around
of
him.
friends. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So like he's gotten so worse, like, you know, his character and the things he does and how he thinks about himself. Like, he's become such a shit person, you know, that even his own Droogs are like, fuck you, basically.
Yeah. So they themselves don't feel
For their
safe.
own terrible reasons, but still.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, it was just that this dude is doing the same things to us that we are doing to others. That's not cool. Like, the irony is lost on them. It's not like they became better people by any means. It's just that they saw Alex as a shittier person because he didn't let them do whatever they wanted. Like, I don't know, no honor amongst thieves or whatever the saying is.
Yeah, basically.
But like this is
Well, the other three sort of stuck together, like the family they were, and then Alex was just trying to stand out even in that family nature. Even there he was trying to be like, I'm better than y'all. So it makes sense that they just kind of wanted to mutiny, stage a mutiny against him.
Yeah, and that this scene also shows that, because like when they do raise their concerns with Alex and they're just like, yo, this, if we don't want to do this anymore this way, we want to be a little, like, Alex just saw it as a personal attack. He's like, no, you guys don't want me to be leader, how is that freaking possible? And he basically throws them, kicks them, cuts them.
That scene is pretty good. That's the beginning, like
The beginning
I think
of the downfall of Alex.
The beginning of the end started off in the bar itself. The scene of pushing them into the river, that was
the river
cementing
is just,
it.
it's like it's what it's what established the fact that the rest of the story was not going to be a fun one for Alex, because like there was no way that these guys just take it for. Okay, to be honest, the first time I saw it, I was like, damn, okay, Alex has them whipped, like, you know, they aren't going to do shit to him. So I guess the idea worked on me, because I was like, yeah, of course, what are they going to do? What are they going to do to Alex? They can't do anything to Alex. But then that it does happen with another very disturbing scene, which I can only take the picture at the end of, because there's a lot of not safe for work stuff over there, which I cannot reveal, unfortunately, for you guys. But let's just say there's a giant dick. There's a giant dick, which is a work
so
of art.
the popular sculpture, the Herman Macking, the penis sculpture, right?
The penis sculpture,
And
yes. Which we can't show images of.
Like, again, sexual sculptures in houses along with the painting in her room, like, it's again a, you know, good sign of the times. Because even if you see Alex's room, we didn't talk about that. He has the 4 Jesus statues, right?
Yeah.
Right in front of the poster, like with a woman with her legs spread apart, right in front of that. He has the 4 Jesus
snake
statues.
image, the snake is basically going between the woman's legs over there. But I can't show Alex's room on stream either, because Twitch will ban us.
Yeah, and even that, you know, that scene where he is killing her with the sculpture, using the sculpture, right, at that point.
So so the thing is, I don't think anybody expected it to go to 100% that quickly, you know. People were like, okay, he's going to steal from her. That's the plan, right? They're going to go steal from her because she's a crazy cat lady and she's sitting alone at home. And these guys are 4 guys who are just going to go get rid of her, like, or just shut her up and then steal whatever they can. But so this shows Alex's mistake. Like, it shows more of his arrogance over there, because firstly he tries to enter her home saying the exact same thing that he says to the writer and his wife, which is that my friend there's been a terrible accident, my friend has been attacked over here. And the thing is, like, obviously he should know, like, for the smart man that Alex is, he should know that, okay, this is not a good idea, because if I've done one serious crime, then this is going to be that people are going to know. Nobody's that idiotic, you know. Like, you know, it's like somebody's coming and telling you, yeah, I'm a Nigerian prince, I want to send you money, and then and even after it's popular, people still fall for it after knowing about it. So
like, even in that scene, like, he's so in over his head that he doesn't even, like, realize that, you know, because of the stage he is in at that point, right?
And it's also arrogance that makes him killer, because he's like, she hits him and he's like, did you just hit me? Like, he's like holding the dick and he's like trying to push her away.
And also in the beginning, what is interesting is, in the beginning she tells him not to touch the sculpture, right? She says don't touch it, which is quite interesting, because, like, you know, it talks about, like, Dada, and when like anything can become art. When you see an object, like a sexual object, that you're not supposed to touch, when most of its use is with touching, right? If you think about it that way. It also talks about how anything can be art. Remember, we talked about that with the Dadaist movement, where people turn anything into art, and because of that revolution, they're like, yeah, penis is an art, penis sculpture, yeah, there you go, that's art, so don't touch that.
Oh my god. But yeah, basically that, and he ends up killing her, which he doesn't realize at the time. Well, he probably does realize it, and he's like, holy shit, I'm fucked, because he bolts the fuck out of there, not stealing anything, not doing anything at all. He just gets out and he's like, okay, the cops are here, I need to run ASAP. And that's when he gets turned on. Okay, like, this was a milk bottle in his face, broke right into his eyes, and he's like, you bastards, I'm blind, which is what he says in this picture over here. But basically that's because they break a bottle into his face, and they betray him and leave him for the cops
this is the point.
Find him.
So this is where it starts going downhill for his character. This is where you start seeing him, you know, basically facing all the punishment and being fucked for
getting
everything
reprimanded for the shit he did.
Scene by scene, like, it's so fucking well done. Like, you know, the way he pays for every single thing he's done and his journey from here onwards.
And while this does happen quickly, like while this part where he kills her does happen quickly, it's still gradually shown, because it's like he's trying to just mess with her at the start, and then right after that he just like loses his shit and kills her in a sudden quick moment. So there's like a build up to it, and then the act itself is like one quick blow. And of course he gets caught after that, because you can't.
And even about that act, right, I want to like say something like, you know, how the way Kubrick shows, you know, violence, and even in that scene being normalized, like the way he shows violence is something that's disturbing, but the times he shows it also kind of like, because you're still watching, if you think about it, you're still watching a piece of art at the end of the day, right? A film of art, a film of entertainment, and in that he is using art to show violence itself, which is what we are also seeing. Like, he is using art to show violence, in which a character is using art and being violent.
So they're saying it's pretty on the nose with that shit.
Yeah, it's pretty on the nose, right? Where he's basically, what he's doing, he's like, what he's done through, he's shitting on it. He's like, look, this is what you're doing, basically. See what you're doing watching this? So, like, he's trying to send that kind of metaphor, right? Like, feeling, making you feel fucked for watching it, basically.
That does make sense.
Like, it's not that violent. I disconnected. Look how violent it is.
And
but yes,
after that he gets caught, and he's left for the cops over there. He's been betrayed by his Droogs, and he tries his best to like just get out of trouble, but of course it doesn't work. And also this is where Kubrick starts using a lot more angles. Now every time till this point in the movie, every time you look at it, Kubrick is showing Alex looking from a point of superiority. He's always the top dog, and he's always the most important character.
He's always at the top. Even like the triangle thing, like that we are talking about in the beginning, right? Even like the first scene, he's always so. And you're right, bro. From this point, it starts like breaking down, right?
Yeah, completely. And like this shot is like one of the first shots that does that, because everyone is looking down upon him. Like he's in a low. Like, so in filmmaking, it's generally that's the type of angle you take to show superiority and inferiority in any term. Sorry, my door was not closed. But yeah, so basically here Alex is being shown as inferior, and he's not in a position of power, while these guys are. They basically can do whatever they want with him, which is shown by them punching the shit out of him, spitting on him, and so on. So he's caught, and he's pretty much fucked, because they have all the proof. There's a dead body inside, and there's Alex lying down outside.
They're basically starting to strip off his brave character over here, and just kind of peeling all the layers of the onion slowly, steadily, till it's just this broken mess that is going to be Alex. And then they reform him and they try to reform this mess into a new person out of it. And then it's like this part, which is actually very extremely crucial for that character development that happens later on, especially for the experiments as well.
And so after this we move on to like the prison scenes, right? Like where he first goes into the prison,
and I have an image here which I took, which goes back to the points we were making before, which is that the average Christian would absolutely freaking hate this movie. And it is basically Alex being a Roman soldier and hitting Jesus and hitting him as he's carrying the cross.
Yes.
More often than not, people would relate to Jesus, or that's the idea of the Bible anyways. But then it makes sense that he would relate to the Romans whipping Jesus.
Yes.
It's almost hilarious.
Gives a very good idea of his like character, basically.
And the thing is, like, so Kubrick is no stranger to going against traditional Christianity. Like Space Odyssey is all about nihilism and the Nietzsche's answer to nihilism in particular. So he is very well aware of the fact that they might, like, you know, this is a thought process that a lot of people follow. But he shows he shows Christ here. I think, in my opinion, he shows it just to solidify the fact that even though Alex got caught in the act, even though he begged for his life and tried to get out of it, he is still a terrible person because he
still does.
he gets pleasure from reading the Bible and imagining hurting the man who's supposed to represent the good of all humankind. Like that's how much of a bad person he is. Like he's the Roman who would have probably done this even if if history was not happening that way. He would have gone back in time and be like, no, beat that bitch up, kill him.
Yeah.
He even mentioned himself, like he didn't want to read the parts that are all
And
sermons
also,
and healing and whatnot. Just the war stuff. That's all he
it
wants to
also
do.
shows his like revolutionary attitude towards anything that tries to like basically be more powerful than him or be like authoritative or tell him what to do, like in his life, like you need
But
to do this.
wouldn't you say that the Romans were the authority over there and Jesus was the guy who was rebelling?
Yeah, but no, not in the story, in the real world,
Yeah, the
right?
real world, yeah. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm talking about in the real world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so weird because he's like, die, bitch, die. Like, yo, this dude is doing what you are doing, except in a different way. Like, even Jesus was hitting people, whipping
His perspective is skewed, right? Yeah. So basically, because of the times and the situation he's in and like the things he's done, his perspective is totally skewed. And yeah, like you were saying, this scene is a very good example of that. Yeah.
And so basically this is what he does in prison. He is also he very heavily implies that there are people who are going to rope him in prison, and that is shown later as well. But what he mainly does is he pretends to be a good Christian as he reads the Bible, and he's like, yes, I like this stuff, and he pretends to be a very good Christian. He memorizes verses and tells
in
it
order
to
to get out.
it to the priest over there. And this is the first time they talk about the Ludovico technique.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is what I call the Sid moment, okay?
The Sid moment?
The Sid moment, yes. So let me tell you a fun little personal story of Sid, which I don't know if he wants shared, but it's too late because I'm going to say it
Did we talk about
anyway.
the prison scene where they all come together in the ground, or is that like...
That's after this.
That's after that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, so basically the Sid moment is when someone tricks the fuck out of some person in authority by blatantly lying to them, telling them exactly what they want to hear when the other person actually wants to help you.
When have I done that? Give me one example.
All the doctors your parents have taken you to.
That's okay. That was the doctors my parents took me to was against authority.
So this is a
because I didn't want
Sid moment.
See. Because at that point I didn't want to study. They take me to psychiatrist, and I'm like, why are you taking me to psychiatrist? I'm not crazy. I'm fine. Like me not going to college isn't anything to do
Sid
with
Rebel, Alex Rebel.
this thing.
I
was a rebel in college.
This is a perfect Sid moment, right?
But this was way before I saw this film, by the way.
Yeah, but still, it's a perfect Sid moment. Like, when
I see
saw
what
this
you mean.
again,
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit!
I used to lie to the psychiatrist because they wouldn't tell me. They would go tell me to get out of the room and tell my parents. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna lie to you.
But yeah, you basically lied to everybody, every psychiatrist who wanted to genuinely help you. You were like, bitch, I'll tell you exactly what you want to hear so that I could like, fuck off.
Yes, that's true. I did do that.
Sid was also a bully in school,
I was bullied. I wasn't a bully, Adi.
You were a bully.
No, I was bullied. I was never a bully.
You basically said that you fought for your little brother anytime he came up with like issues
because
or
I
something.
started getting bullied, so I tried to defend him when he was getting bullied.
Seems oddly
Rebellious,
humane
bullying
for Sid.
behavior.
I don't trust that at all.
What the fuck? You look like a bully. Have you seen yourself, Audi?
Yeah, that's true. He does look like
I
a
look
bully.
like a bully.
Yeah, he does look
I
like
am not
a bully.
one though.
I don't think Audi ever got bullied looking at his size.
Okay, fine.
Don't worry, I got bullied before.
I know. I'm just kidding. You were like, you didn't look like this before.
Okay, but yeah, I don't have a screenshot of the time they all gathered together, but
but that courtyard scene is also very important, right?
So
basically, because you see like
you
this,
can explain it,
the grey prison, like brutalist type architecture, like just towering over him, like the similar metaphor is emphasized there with things towering over him in like this plain place. And for the first time, also that's where it breaks away from the triangle and shows a circle, showing like you're equal, like all the prisoners are going around the circle, right? And like it shows the breakdown of Alex's character more and more in that scene.
Yeah, and it also shows him in a position of weakness compared to other people.
Exactly.
And
so tell me.
Like, so here's the only thing that kind of messes with my brain. Okay, like now that I think about it now, this is not something I realized before. But if the implication is that Alex was sexually harassed, like the way he did it to other people in prison, and that's why he so desperately wanted to go into this experimental phase and get out of prison. Isn't it just messed up that even after 2 years he doesn't feel any remorse for it at all? Like how terrible a person must he be to face the exact same thing that he did to his victims and still be like, fuck it.
Yeah,
It happened. I escaped from this. I go do it again. I don't give a shit.
I think he's just a
but
a
because
classic
at that stage,
psychopath.
he's like, I just need to find a way out of this shit because
Yeah.
he's like, there's no way I'm gonna fix my shit.
He's ready to feign ignorance,
Fixing
and
shit at all. That's for sure.
he can act all nice
Like,
boy.
I
And,
pretend to be nice and fuck off from here and do what I do with my and like kill my boys apparently first because they put me in
Oh
trouble.
my god. Yeah, fuck those guys. Kill them right off.
Yeah. But so throughout the prison scene, the way he's treated, we do see that even with the upcoming scene. Bro, cue the next scene.
No, the next one is with him in the hospital.
Yes.
I got a picture of the drug they use
And
over
also,
here.
and also here, like other factors start to come in, like with the program and the techniques that later on the government starts to play like a stronger role in the film, right? The government's purpose and need.
And
so you get
if you actually I'll bring up that point
and how
later.
how the government also lies to him in order to use him, like basically the government is using him with like this false pretense of we are fixing you, and now he's also fix me, I'll go along with it. So both of them are like fucking with each other basically.
I mean, but I think Alex just wanted to get out of prison, and the government was like, you can get out of prison, that's your reward for letting us do human experimentation. So it's not like either of them really cared about the other. It's just that they both found as you said, they both used each other and found a good use
both
for
used each other,
except Alex didn't know what the fuck he was getting into.
What he was getting into, exactly.
That leads us to this part of the story where Alex is taken to a theater.
One of the most powerful scenes of the film.
And
he
thinks that so they just told him he's going to be watching movies. And here you go. This is the part where they put a little lid on his eyes. And I have multiple screenshots of this, okay? Because each one is going to show something different. So here you go.
Viewer discretion is advised. Yes.
Here is how it starts, okay? And he doesn't understand why they're doing it, and he's just ready to go along with it. And here is his next expression. I just put in the wrong link, sorry, just a second.
Yes.
Yeah. So his next expression changes. He's like, okay, whatever, I'll just look at it like I'm just gonna
he's like
stare at
because
it.
like also what he's enjoying what they're showing him,
basically.
he's basically watching prawn and violence and like all those, so he's like enjoying what he's seeing in the beginning.
So he's smiling, he's happy.
He's smiling, he's happy.
And then we go into the next expression which starts becoming, it's like not yet panic, but he's starting to panic because he doesn't understand what's going on, and he's even talking about it. You can see the subtitles there, and even if I try to move my glass balls about, so he's trying to get it out of his sight, and the drug, that the serum which we showed earlier, is being injected. Like after it's been injected into him, it's starting to have an effect on him. And this is the scene where his fate completely changes. He thought he was in for a good time. He just has to watch movies about death and violence and gore, and then he has to watch prawn, and he's going to be fine. But he doesn't realize the disturbance that the drug brings out in him, which is going to absolutely destroy any chance he has of anything. Also, I have this image. I'm going to put it up in the risking someone calling us Nazis or something, but basically this is one of the images that is shown to him. There's literally a Nazi camp being shown to him as an example of violence. There's a whole army.
I do remember that.
So I guess while Kubrick wasn't a man
so a whole documentary to him
stuff, he
by the
still
looks of it.
believed that Nazis were bad.
And also even talking like to this scene, talking about why Alex is enjoying this and why he's seeing this, like at this point, I think we talked about this, Brew, when we were doing our long Clockwork Orange discussions, like Nietzsche's like Beyond Good and Evil, right?
Yeah.
He talks about like the ethical choices you make between good and evil, deciding that in a natural way. For like everyone does it in their own way, like according to their situations and experiences.
Yeah.
And like Alex at this point is unable to make that choice. He's unable to discern between good and evil in
Yeah.
his own sense. If you take a look at it, it's fully distorted. It's all one for him.
and his
He
body
sees
is letting
himself
him
as
know-
above other humans.
Yeah. And his body is letting him know very, very clearly exactly what the
Yeah.
fuck he shouldn't be doing anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is where it goes,
Yeah. And
downhill for him.
and then comes the like freaking worst part about it for him. You can again see Audie's camera went gargled. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to refresh Audie real quick. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the scene comes where his expression changes for the worst that it's ever looked in this entire experiment that they're doing, and he realizes that they are playing Beethoven in the background of
Yes.
these horrible shows where there are
that
Nazis
scene, yeah.
marching and so on.
And you can see his
Yeah.
face now. Yeah.
And as we mentioned, he already hates like he's loving the violence, but it's starting to make him feel uncomfortable, so he
Starting
starts
annoying.
hating this everyday practice of
Yes.
watching these disturbing movies, and his body just trying to like throw up because it can't handle it anymore. But now the association between terrible violence and sex has been established with him. The body says no the minute it sees terrible violence and sex. But a byproduct of it, and this is pure irony because this was not planned for
This
Alex
is-
in any way, was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
used Beethoven music.
The
And-
Ninth Symphony
yeah, the Ninth
specifically.
Symphony.
Yeah.
Alex really loves the Ninth Symphony.
Yeah.
And he absolutely gets fucked because he now starts
fucked.
associating
Yeah.
his favorite music with terrible actions of violence, which makes his
With the
body
feeling of
physically
nausea.
repellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're basically like brainwashing his body into not
exactly.
committing such acts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Pavlov's dog, he's just been
Yeah,
conditioned
exactly. It's
so much
crazy.
towards it. Yeah.
And also, if we talk about this scene, like we're reading about like Malcolm McDowell, who did a fucking amazing job as Alex.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brew, you remember, right?
Yeah,
you
I
can
would-
tell them.
I would also like to bring up that point here. Malcolm McDowell was he really got fucked in this whole shooting
Yes.
because I intentionally showed the image where they were pulling his eye out, it looks like, because Kubrick insisted that he be attached to this actual machine every time.
Yeah, this is actual, like no special effects.
Yeah, there are no effects here. That's an actual thing. It is holding his eyes open, and he actually scratched his eye and he
Scratched his
and
eyeball.
Kubrick
Yeah.
refused to let him go to the doctor because he wanted
Yeah.
to continue the take and finish it off. So Malcolm McDowell suffered through the whole thing. Poor guy. And then he was rushed to the hospital,
Yeah.
and the doctor said if you were even half an hour late to this thing, you would have gone blind in this eye forever.
You'd have gone blind.
So
yeah.
there was literally, he was almost at the edge of literal blindness, and Kubrick was like, "Fuck you, do the shot, bitch."
Yeah, exactly.
But
Kubrick is
Oh, the
famous for
styles are
using
so
his actors
fucking
as like
different.
props.
Yeah.
he's famous for being an asshole. Yes.
Yeah, he is. To get what he wants.
Everything is a means to an end. Even the people working in this.
He wants his shot. No matter what, he wants that shot.
Basically an asshole. But yeah. So
And even this scene is really fucked. Yeah, holy
yeah,
shit.
so now the story starts moving into a more interesting point where it's not only about Alex, it's about the government. Big
It's about the
Big
government.
Brother has come in to claim
Exactly.
its victory. And the thing is, this works. Like, the government plan actually works. And this particular line is when he's talking about how the government official is talking about how he just learned to hide his true feelings in prison. So he basically sees through his shit.
yeah.
And they focus on the prison officer over here who was the guy who got Alex into the prison in the first place. And I think
Yes.
that's like also really the Kubrick trying to talk about social structure where prisoners are not actually sent to be reformed. Prisoners are sent
Yeah.
to prison to be better actors. Like the judge.
Because yeah, you do see a lot of examples of that also.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people. Yeah, they're like, quick get away from prison is like like reading the Bible and attending church and becoming nice. So they
Good behavior and all
decrease
that,
my
yeah.
ears or think I'm nice and let me go basically. So they just accept religion as that.
Yeah, the thing is like I feel like Kubrick's just saying a very hard hitting truth here, which is that prisons are not about reform. Prisons are just about control.
Yeah.
So you can see that even the prison warden is like, yo, the fuck you saying right now? But basically he's like, I didn't enable this, but yeah, everyone does enable it. Like there's a lot of brutality that goes on in prison, with prisoners being treated as less than human, as it's shown here, and that really just encourages them to become more manipulative and more of an asshole inside, but while acting extra nice on the outside, which actually makes them more dangerous that way. They aren't given a second chance at life, technically. They just
exactly
they given
Release a sticking time bombs.
and even the final display, like the test to break Alex down that happens on the stage, like
that
in
is
this
what is like that's what's gonna happen right now.
And at that point, what Kubrick was like Kubrick is trying to flip the fucking table on us, where look at this shitty fucking guy, the shit he's done, and towards the end, look how he's being treated, and he tries to flip the table on you and feel for him, because of what he's feeling in this situation and how he's being treated. The basically licking the shoe, those scenes like that, and how the warden and all these guys are laughing at him, basically like he's a circus act or something, and the reform worked. He's just like a pawn of the government, to have them achieve this new program.
Yeah, and I have the image of the guy stepping on him, and then he asks him to lick his shoes.
Yeah.
But I also got a screen cap of this. The frames right after that, which is where he's looking at him from a complete, it's a top down. It's not even like a top to, it's not even a slope. It's like a straight
full
90-degree look.
Yeah, exactly.
Which just shows that, okay, now this guy has gone beyond. Like, this guy is just fucked. He's lost all control. He's lost all power, and he's just he's just a little bitch right now. For anybody who can trigger that gag reflex of his, which has started. So even this, there are a few small things that I would like to point out over here. One of which was which is just him looking straight down. The other one is on stream right now, which is the light shining on him. So
yes.
so the idea is that Alex is supposed to be the whole point of the
main
show.
character.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the main character.
Yeah.
And the light doesn't shine on Alex. Alex is just he's a tool that has been used and thrown to the side. As you can see, Alex is there in the shot, but he's just like a crumpled mess on the side. While we're talking about this dude who went to a rapist, a murderer, and he just it made him lick his shoes, and they're showing this guy in a state of power, basically.
Yeah, that's when he's trying to basically fuck with us again and flip the whole thing.
Yeah, and
is this how you feel?
Yeah,
Do you think
right? So
do you think this is right, or do you think this is right?
Yeah, that way they show the warden laughing, which is like, oh my god.
Laughing,
You see, okay, this dude is an asshole. He's just watching.
Yeah.
Irrespective of what the person has done, he's watching him literally suffer physically, and he's laughing at them. And the same thing happens with the next person. Yeah, sorry, Adi.
Wouldn't that just be like a normal spotlight? I feel like it's a bit looking too much into it, because it's just a normal spotlight that is sent as
it's a normal spotlight that was
stage
on
for this.
Alex and then shifted onto somebody else. Why was there a need to shift them, and why couldn't they just both be in the spotlight if that was the point?
Exactly.
Why wasn't
if they
Alex?
wanted
I know
to
they were the main
whole
focus, and they just wanted to see
the main
them
focus was Alex.
bow
They wanted
out.
to show how Alex was getting how he had become, how the infamous murderer had literally become a piece of shit. And that is not something they chose to show in the spotlight. It just seems weird.
Yeah, the guy was just a participant in the act, proving how Alex has become.
Yeah.
But in the end, he's the one who is in the spotlight for the act that he committed on Alex, made him lick his shoe, stepped on him, stuff like that.
Yeah. So if you look at what the government was trying, the government was trying to show that Alex could not respond with anger or with lust. So doesn't it make more sense? Doesn't it make more sense for the government to say he is cured, he can no longer be violent?
He's
Why
the
is showing
hero.
him being crippled on the floor?
I don't know, I feel like it was just them being them contributing to the whole act itself, so they figured, spotlight on them because they're making their exit on the whole show. It didn't
No,
seem
but
like
he is the result of their testing. Right?
he
So
is the result,
success.
yes, but then
So the
the
success
focus
should be
is
the one
always
under the
dragged on
spotlight.
back to him. Like after both instances, the people are always tying it back to him, being like, this guy who used to be extremely violent cannot even stand the idea of violence now because he feels physically sick at it. They turn it back to him. I mean, the whole light thing seems a bit
Yeah,
much.
they're shining the light
It's
on
not,
the person
yeah.
who's literally causing them to become like that. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's starting to ask like who is the terrible person in
And
this
it's something
situation.
Kubrick does a lot. Like he uses props as a form of visual storytelling, like as you've been seeing throughout the beginning, right? As we talk about it. So this is another example of that.
I suppose.
Okay, we got a comment
And
on
I'm
Reddit
not-
6 minutes ago saying Desi's on Reddit live rad. Yes, welcome.
Well, apparently, yeah.
I'm not
True.
enough
No, okay,
giga brain to understand
It's not about
lighting.
being
Why do you
Giga
think the
brain.
light is there showing them so
Yeah.
specifically?
I don't know. I thought it was just a basic light. It's a stage. It's supposed to have lights coming in from the top.
So
So,
why is
I
it
figured, yeah,
anything?
it is a.
Or why aren't there more lights on the stage? Is this really what? Did this look
I
like
don't know.
a
I think
play?
they just wanted to show the one person over there
Yeah, but why do they want to
Yeah,
show
but
that one
why?
person? Ask yourself
Yeah.
that.
because he contributed to the whole show,
So okay. So
or
basically,
he contributed to the whole act of doing
okay.
this
So
thing or
what did he contribute
being violent
by doing what?
by causing violence to Alex.
Yeah, and so what does that tell you about the person?
That he's just an actor that is doing it to show to demonstrate that Alex cannot.
And does that tell you anything about the
Respond
type of
in
people
violence.
who are on the other side?
Well, yes, but then that I think that is kind of implied right off the bat because we see them doing human experimentation on Alex itself. So
Yeah, but I'm saying like that. That's not.
they are generally bad people as is. I don't think I need the spotlight being put on this thing, put on the actor of all things to tell me that they are so bad that they just cast out Alex as this piece of
But
trash.
that's literally what is being shown. That's my point. They're literally
Yeah.
showing Alex as a piece of trash on the side.
You understood the point, and you're going against the point that you understood from watching
Yeah.
that.
No, I understood that. Yeah, he is being cast aside as trash. I'm just saying the light thing seems like a bit much.
Yeah, but why
is all.
are they shining the light on the actor while completely ignoring Alex, who's the star of the show?
Who is the star of the show? Yeah.
The entire act around there is like based around him. It's about him.
The whole event is for Alex.
Yeah.
That all the people are there for Alex.
No, the whole event isn't for Alex. The whole event is supposed to be showing that Alex, who is
Yeah.
just this person that they
The whole event
selected.
isn't about Alex. It's about showing Alex.
But
Yes.
it's about showing Alex.
No,
only, come on.
Alex is just another person. It could have been literally anyone that they could have chosen. I'm just saying Alex was in this situation where they chose a patient who was a result of the Ludovico experiment. They didn't want to show Alex as Alex. They just wanted to see the results of that experiment
Yeah, they are.
itself.
So the whole
But it is
point is
Alex.
about him, right?
Yeah, it's
So
about the
how do
guy.
you show the results without showing him literally?
It's not
dying
about
over
him.
there?
It's the
What is more important? Okay, according to what you're saying, it's to show the results of the experiment. Is it more important to show the results of the experiment or somebody who's acting on stage?
No, see, you say it as if they don't address it at all. They do address it afterwards. I'm just saying, in that one
But
part
why
where they
was
have the
this
light,
addressed first, then is my question. Why is
because they're making their exit. They're standing there doing their bows and whatnot as if it's a play. So they're like, okay, light on person because
Yeah,
they're
but
doing
they
their
are
bow,
being
and then
celebrated instead of the apparently reformed prisoner. Right.
okay.
He was just an actor in the play.
Basically, Audi got it, but he's confused about
But
something.
he's
and I don't
denying
know
it.
what.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's literally saying why the light is on them and
Exactly.
not
No,
on Alex.
I'm just
He's
the
making
light.
the right point.
No, the
but he's
light
like,
just
nah.
seems a bit
What
much.
does, what
That's
does
all.
a bit much mean?
Bro, my video
What
looks,
you're
nothing.
thinking into it is what I feel like is you're thinking into it a bit too much. Like the whole,
So according to you,
it's not being on him and it's being on the
so
others.
Far, according to the movie you've seen so far, has
Yeah.
anything just been put there just because? Again, this goes back to what I said before, right?
Like the things
in
we've been
filmmaking,
talking
if
about since
something
the
is shown-
beginning.
if
Yeah.
something is shown on the frame, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
So are you saying
It's like
the only
design, it's
reason
like
is just
anything.
like Yeah, so are you saying the only reason is like, oh, they're actors, so they need the spotlight on them?
Possibly.
So you're saying a girl coming in topless and standing there is something that deserved praise.
I guess.
So you're not sure of it.
You guess.
What is your point here? What do you mean by a bit
Yeah.
much?
I don't know, like the light. You saying that the whole light is supposed to be like a work of art, so it just seems a
Work of
a
art? When
bit.
did I say that? I said it's
just-
symbolizing what
it's visual
they're doing with the
storytelling,
experiment.
yeah.
It's about the control they exert on him. It's not about Alex being a better person. It's about the show they're putting on for people. They're putting the light on the actors instead of the guy who was actually the show, who the show was actually
Yeah.
supposed to be about. I see.
I thought you were looking into the light bit a bit too much, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, but that's my
But
point.
whatever. Did you not understand what we're trying to say?
Again, all I'm just the simple question is, why was the light set to them and not? See, you said, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything with that from my perspective. Okay, you said the show was about the person who the experiment was performed on, right? So when the person is literally struggling to do anything over there, after he falls to the floor, why do they switch perspectives on who's important in the show? I understand they're leaving, but can't they leave a little later and show that Alex is literally just struggling on the floor, unable to do anything? Because the light switches over.
I
to
think
them
they
really
show the light on the person and Alex itself, and they show Alex struggling through the whole the event that is transpiring. So I don't think it is necessary to show the light on Alex and him struggling again over there, because they kind of already see him struggling as is with violence and the naked lady over there. So it just feels a bit, I don't know, if it doesn't seem necessary to show the light on Alex at that point. It doesn't matter if the light was on that person. Point being, I lost my point.
So what? Yeah, what?
I lost.
I don't understand
basically
what
you're
he's
saying
trying to say.
there is no symbolism in it. It's just a light.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but
I think it's just a normal light.
But our explanation doesn't make sense to you, even though you said the same thing as us, but without saying the light, without adding the light factor.
Sort of. I just feel like they just wanted to put a light over there because that is how most plays ended, right? They wanted to show like an
Yeah, but this
ending to
isn't
the
a
whole
play.
act.
It's
Yeah.
it's not. That's what I'm saying. You're taking attention away from the main subject. Why? Even if they are an actor, is it really important to show that, oh look, random guy can make person lick feet?
Yes.
Or is it more important to show
That's what's being
murder
celebrated here.
literally dying on the floor over there after licking someone's foot? This isn't a normal play, right? This isn't a play where there's an actor who's acting like he's suffering on the floor, while other actors
They
are
sure
like,
make it look like one.
Yeah, but that's the point, Audi. That's the point. They're not celebrating. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, Audi got it. He's just like,
He just
I don't get
not
it.
accepting the reasons why he got it.
yeah, okay, but
But all these
Sure.
you understood it because he used the light in such a way, but you're not willing to accept that the reason why you understood it is because of that.
I see.
Yes.
Fine.
No, also I can pretty much guarantee you that, okay, if I made this film, okay, you could be like, yeah, you just put a light there, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
But Kubrick is very particular about why everything happens in the
Yeah.
film. There is no reason for him to show this. Okay, at least from my perspective, it makes no sense to show an actor
most
having
directors
this
do
much
that.
importance in
Yeah.
the scene at all. Like it
Yeah,
seems like I would
100%.
think you're an idiot if you just showed this just because it was a light. You're like, oh, I want to show the actor bowing out. It's so important right now.
Yeah, it
Like,
would
no,
be.
that-
It would make no sense if there was no meaning
Yeah,
attached to it.
it's
Yeah.
like, I'm be like, yo, do you know there's a guy literally like suffering over there? I think I would rather see him
Yeah.
than seeing a naked woman bow down and just bow and go out of the stage because she did the great act of checking my notes,
But
standing
also-
there topless.
Look at this scene. There are like three elements: the guy, the light, and the darkness behind him. Like it isn't even like a random background. It's an important part of the scene. It's one of the important things you see. You instantly see the source of light when you look at the scene, don't you? And you see who it's shining down on.
And again,
Yes,
they would not
I
show
do see
Alex as a
importance.
crumpled mess on the side if there was no
Yes.
reason for it. Why show that? Why are they showing it from the back here? Why aren't they showing it from the front? They could have easily shown the same thing from the front, right?
I guess.
So why not?
I don't know.
Are you going to? Are
Maybe
you
you're-
going to be one of those
maybe
people
the-
who is
yeah.
going to be like, oh no, it looks better that way.
No, maybe there is some truth to your reasoning, but then I still felt that it was just a regular stage light,
So why
nothing
didn't
else.
they use a front angle for this? Why do they show Alex at all? If what you're saying is true and they want to show the actor in focus, who is literally
Don't
taking
they?
center
Don't they
stage
show
right
the?
now.
Don't they show the actor bow out and go out of
Yeah,
stage
but why
though?
is Alex
Like,
still in the frame?
Yeah.
Kick him out. He's not important.
I guess.
He's there for a reason, right? They're showing a crumpled mess on the side for a reason.
Well,
And after that, the pastor who comes back, or the priest who comes back, I don't know what the fuck he's
Yeah.
called, but he basically comes back to make the same point, saying like, this dude has no choice, he has no free will. Right?
yeah, and the government just kind of shuts him down, saying we don't care. It's just results.
Yeah, it works. But yeah, but the point is like he's looking at it and he's like, okay, this is not right because morally this is just wrong. You're basically just celebrating the fact that other people have so much control over a guy who used to be a murderer
Yeah.
and now cannot do literal anything violent or sexual. Man,
Yes. Light, big good.
oh my god.
This guy.
Audi
It's okay.
literally told us
Yeah.
why he thought the light was there, and then he literally he said it's just a
Audi, did
light.
you-
This is why it's there,
Yeah.
but it's just a light.
But it's just he said the same thing as us. He understood, but he's like, no, that's just a lie.
Yeah, like
Did you feel that for the stuff we said before also, by the way? Did you feel that for the stuff we've been saying since the beginning?
Possibly.
I see.
Fucking hell, no wonder he's been quiet. Like, what the fuck are these guys saying? Are they just like pulling throughout?
Do we sound like Attack on Titan fans right now? Adi Sayama is a genius.
Sure. It's there. That train of thought is
not.
there.
Don't worry, Adi. Everything we are saying right now has come after a lot of rewatches and a lot of
Yeah,
discussion.
we watched
and
it
a lot
many times.
That is true. Yeah,
Yes.
there has been a lot of
Yeah.
bouncing around of ideas.
This isn't our
Yes.
first rodeo, so to say.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we can move on after
Yes.
talking about that at length. So basically, now we get back into Alex's downfall, which is he's kicked out of his house. There's a new person in his house who is paying
Yes.
rent, living in his room, and is a better son to
living
his
with his
than
parents, yeah.
himself. And this is where
And there you see how, like, after Alex is trying to get back to the normal he had
Yeah.
before the prison because of the fuck state he's in.
yeah, and
But-
also very important to note that everything, every state that he goes into from here on is all because of his own actions.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is where Audi starts relating a bit too much because his parents are going to kick him out real soon.
That's more likely you, not me. But sure.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
reflect, Audi. Can you please? But yeah, so basically
And yeah,
his room is
you
rented
see
out,
his-
and there's this random dude over there, and he claims to love Alex's parents more than Alex does, and he claims to care more
His
about
parents
them.
don't want to associate with him.
Yeah, that sounds like
exactly.
Sid again. And then
Yes.
and then he goes out of his house, and he is recognized by the homeless man that he beat
Oh yes.
in the first scene. So
In the
this comes up later in the movie, but I thought this applied to this scene as well. So you know how he says when he goes back to the house, he's like, I didn't realize where I was. So I think it's a very similar situation here because he automatically went to the place that he's used to. So it's pretty
yeah.
clear that the Droogs are like used to this area. They always come
Used
here.
to the-
So it was like a reflex for Alex when he got out of his house. He's like, I don't know where to go, and he just went to the most. He went to the spot he always
Close by
goes to,
house. Yeah.
yeah, that's what he starts doing
basically
that
went to
one
his
by
Adda.
one. Yeah.
Adda, yeah, I was gonna say the
Went to
same thing.
Adda.
God damn it.
And yeah, and Kubrick's planned that beautifully, basically recalling like earlier scenes and
Yeah.
referencing them within the same film.
Yeah, so
and like
basically
you see him in different positions in the beginning and the end
Yeah.
in the same area. Which is
So,
Yeah.
so
beautifully
basically,
done.
the ending of the movie is just the beginning, but all screwing over
Yes.
Alex.
Exactly.
So he gets,
Society gets its revenge.
yeah, basically. So he gets beat up by his by the homeless man and his friends, and the police come there, and he's like, I'm saved, and they kick away everybody, and they're like, yeah, you know what, stop causing a mess over here, you homeless people, because that's pretty fucking bad apparently. And then he looks up and sees that it's the same Droogs that he abused 2 years ago and absolutely made
Dim and Georgie.
Yeah, he made their lives hell, and now they are here to take revenge by. I believe. Okay, now I'm not sure about this, but isn't this what they used to like give horses water?
Yeah, it's a trough.
Yeah, it's a trough. Yeah.
Trough, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, so basically he's almost drowned in it while being beaten down, and also if you were watching Audi, I don't know if you noticed, because now I don't know, Audi will be like, oh, you're just imagining this shit.
Yeah. I know what you're going to talk about. Audi will probably say that, but yes, it is also symbolic.
Each beat of the stick was with the beat to the music, so each time there's
I noticed that.
Thank
Yes.
God,
Okay.
I thought Audi was going to
And
be
the
like, you guys
numbers,
fucking
or did you
weebs.
notice the numbers?
The numbers, they're similar to the prison number, right?
No.
Then?
So you see how they were carrying him. Alex was in the middle, right, with both of them on either side. And this guy was 665, and the other guy on the other side, his number was 667.
665,
And Alex was in the middle.
65567, no? Something like that. Wasn't that his number?
No, the police officers.
Yeah, no, like
police officers.
Alex's number in the prison was like 6 double something.
Now in this scene, bro, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, but I think Audi is just going to insult us again.
Yeah. No, so the
No,
police
I
officer
noticed the
numbers.
numbers.
The guy on the right had 665, and the guy on the left had 667, and he was in the middle.
I see.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay, and then
Is
I
that
didn't
too
notice
much,
that then.
Audi? Is that too much?
My God.
bro, it's just a
No, I thought that was
just a
like a
number.
callback to his prisoner number or something like that,
No.
and that's what I thought it was.
It's
I
just a
didn't
number,
see the
bro.
666.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, dude, you weebs think everything means something. My God. He could have chosen any number. He just chose that in particular.
Yeah, he just chose those two numbers, and he was somehow just in the middle, right?
King
Yep.
702 asks, what is this about? So we're basically talking about Clockwork Orange by Stanley
Yes.
Kubrick, and we're just discussing it, and Audie's calling us out on our bullshit.
And Audi
apparently.
thinks we are, we're just bullying throughout.
Yeah, and again, this scene also exact same way,
Yes.
beautiful way to show that he's
Beautiful.
in a wheelchair. Absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. It's like a full plot twist happening over there. And also, Sid, you called him a bodyguard, but I'm like 90% sure he's
Convinced
there.
that is his lover.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
he's like, yeah, wife is
That
dead.
is not a bodyguard at all.
Wife is dead. Time to get this boy up.
Yeah,
in
he's a
here.
fuck boy. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
weird because he's like paralyzed from the waist down. So what exactly do they do, and how do they
You
do
can
it? I'm
carry
not
him up.
sure.
You know how strong that boy is, right?
I don't think that'll be very comfortable.
Well,
I
you
think
can
with his
ask
height, I don't think he needs to carry him up.
Oh my God, Audi.
You're looking too much into it now.
Oh my God.
But
Shit
yes.
jokes, yes.
Terrible
But yes,
jokes.
bodyguard slash fuck boy.
Yeah,
Sort of.
definitely fuckboy. And then this old man forgets, he doesn't remember him because he's wearing a mask, and he hears him singing, which I think this is a beautiful shot
Yes,
showing absolute
this is
insanity. And the
Yes.
actor
Oh,
also
I
did a
love
very
this
good
shot,
job
dude.
here.
Like
Oh,
the way
his
you
face.
just see his
Yeah.
expression. So powerful. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like it perfectly
And even the way he
captures the
yells out,
drama,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I
the
actually like
PTSD coming
this-
back.
Yeah, I actually like this actor the most in that whole sequence because he has these weird twitches that go on. At one point it feels like he's tasting revenge on the tip of his tongue, like fucking hell, I'm gonna exact mother God's revenge on this asshole. I finally found holy fuck. And he's biting his nails, like,
Yeah,
gonna
he's
fuck you
really
up.
excited. Yes, basically, yeah. Audi, you're right. Yeah.
Already saw
You
the
see
revenge
this
aspect and he
wave of
got wrecked there,
emotions.
bro.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
It was very unique, raw, if you will.
Yeah, that's true. And then we have Alex being in drinking the wine and falling face first into it. Now I must take a moment out here to say I feel really sorry for Malcolm McDowell in this rewatch.
Yeah.
Because he's gotten blood on his face, he's gotten his head put into water, he's gotten literal spit on his face, and then he had
Yes.
to put his face head first into spaghetti. Like forget the.
I mean, it is better than the
the.
other things.
The tastiest of them all, hopefully.
Yes,
I don't know what was in that
Hopefully.
spaghetti. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that water did look real sus, dude. I don't think it was clean water by any means. And
Yeah.
knowing Kubrick, he would have probably asked someone to piss in it or something. I don't know.
Knowing Kubrick,
Yeah,
he
probably.
he's like, yo, mix some horse shit in this to
Yeah.
give him the true experience. Yeah.
And he was basically being drowned. Like God knows how many times that shot was taken. Like
Yeah.
shot, you know, like Kubrick was like take 154, please. Try to act like you're actually drowning this time.
Yeah.
This poor dude will be like, help! I can't take this anymore. I feel really bad for him.
That scene
Yeah.
went on so long. I actually got concerned because his head was like dunked in there for that long.
Yeah,
Like,
it took an
did he have to do
eternity.
like breathing practices before this shot or something? Like, did he just have to like spend hours going,
No,
time my breath? Fuck 30 seconds. I need to do it much
If I
faster.
know, if anything, if there's anything I've learned from about Kubrick and his actions in during the filming process, he probably told Malcolm McDowell like, "Hey, they're gonna put your face into the water for like 10 seconds. So is that cool?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then they hold him down for a minute, and he's actually struggling for breath over there.
And Kubrick is like, nice one. I like that.
Yeah.
Or no, again.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, basically.
Yeah, I mean, in this first film ever, Kubrick actually got a smoke machine, and he got a really cheap one because his budget was not good at all. And he, like, apparently he shot for 6 hours or something like that with that, and everyone started feeling dizzy by the end of the shoot, and they were saying like if he had kept it on for longer, they could have actually like passed out and inhaled too much. I think carbon dioxide, I don't know, something which would have almost killed them. And he was like, well, oops, I guess that's fine, I got the shot, it's cool, we can go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, this scene was also really beautiful. I think the photo being shown right here where this dude is just playing Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in full volume after finding
full
out
blast.
his weakness,
Yeah.
locking him in, basically driving him towards killing himself, not only for his own personal revenge but also to fuck with the government.
Yeah.
Like,
And
It's almost photographic, this like painting, like this whole moment. The dude in the back staring at the painting, the woman on the left
And
looking at the
you
wall.
see
and
the return of his one point here with the dude at the top of the triangle now,
Yeah.
right? So it's beautiful how he's doing that through the shots, and also at
Also
this
his
point,
acting is
like Bruce,
pretty fucking good
yeah,
here
his
as
acting
well.
is pretty fucking good, and like Bruce is saying, it's a bash on the government at the same time and on Alex basically for his revenge. He's doing two birds with one stone. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he would have particularly cared if he died, because that would have probably made his situation even better. As
Yeah.
we can see, the government does try to fix things immediately after that. And also, we can see, so the last part again becomes a turn upwards for Alex, because he's in a hospital. He jumps off
He's in a
the
hospital,
building
yes.
because he
Yes.
can't stand the Ninth Symphony anymore, and he wakes up in a full body cast. His parents come to talk to him, and he fucks them off, and he's talking to this nurse. He's all happy that he's being fed by a woman, but that's not the only thing here, because if you look
Exactly.
at what happens right afterwards, the same government official comes to him to try
Comes
talking
back.
him into peace, buying
Yeah.
away his
Yes.
words, to make it seem like no, they weren't doing human
Yeah, they
experimentation.
were
It wasn't
Basically.
very
please
successful.
the media.
And I loved Malcolm McDowell's whole
I loved-
expressions
yeah.
here, because he's literally just opening his mouth like, feed me, big guy."
Yeah, exactly. He knows, they both understand the situation, right?
Yeah.
And this also gives a better idea of the power that the media also had at that time, against the government.
Yeah, and the
And
thing is,
their
like,
new
this guy
programs.
is the spokesperson for the government, apparently.
Exactly. Yeah,
From
yeah.
all fronts, and this guy's like, I have to feed this asshole murderer who got out of prison. Like, and look at the fucker just opening his mouth.
And look at how
I'm pretty sure
cocky
he
he is.
slapped the
Yeah.
shit out of him.
I know, right?
Definitely wanted to. Yeah, it was a beautiful scene.
My God, like,
And
it's.
I think there he couldn't break. He couldn't break out of character because he knew the photographers and everyone else were right outside.
Yeah, of course he could.
So he had to maintain that shit.
Yeah, probably depended on it.
Yeah.
and even the photo, like the way they pose towards the end, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, this
even
one
here-
exactly. Yeah.
Even here it's like, okay, but there is one thing, like, you seem to think that Alex is very innocent. You seem to think there's no Like he's just like he's just like he doesn't know what's happening. You think he's a bumbling idiot at this point because you're like, oh, look at this guy. He's just like opening his mouth like a moron. He's just like showing the thumbs up as if he's very happy. Well, what an idiot! He doesn't understand anything. Like that. At least that's the thing I thought when I first saw the movie, because I was like, yo, what's this guy? Like, did he get hurt in his head or something? And then slowly, of course, Malcolm McDowell does his magic again and changes into a freaking expression that he's basically orgasming. Okay, he's basically orgasming.
Yeah, he's basically orgasming. Yes,
he's actually just orgasming in this photo. You can.
Yes, he's basically.
Yeah, and then you realize that he has been having some interesting fantasies all along, which I can't show because I got an almost safe for work image.
Almost.
Oh wow! I'm surprised you could find one of that scene.
Damn.
There's nothing. There's nothing being shown. I'm a pro god. I accept it. Yes.
You are a
Everything
pro
is covered.
god. Yes.
Her arm is at the right angle. Oh goddamn.
But yeah, basically, and also, yeah. What do you guys think of this last scene? By the way.
I thought he fucking died. I thought he died and went.
No.
Oh my god.
Also,
It looked like that because his eyes straight up rolled back.
or
I'm
do
like,
you
oh
think
fuck
he
it.
was possibly cured?
Yeah, I mean that's
was
literal
he?
last
Was he
line,
really
right?
cured?
I
Yeah,
got
I know
killed.
what I'm asking, Audie. I don't know if you think it's bull or something.
Nah.
Okay.
Was he really? I don't think so.
So you think your head canon is that he just fucking dies at the end?
Yeah.
No, I thought he died anyways. It looked like he died. So like the eyes rolled back and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is happening with his face here? Is he having an orgasm? Is he dying? And then they show like these people surrounding him, clapping while he's having fun with the other girl over there. I'm like, okay, he fucking died, I
Oh
guess.
my god. For me, it was like he actually got cured, and the government.
Yes.
So because they also say that he also says that I have this dream where these people are doing something to my brain, and then I was like, no, that's normal, that's okay. And even that exchange where she's asking him to fill in the rest of the dialogue is what the second person would say is him just. More and more, he's just becoming more and more his old self. He's just giving replies that become more and more aggressive and more depraved, so to speak. He's talking like old Alex again. And with his final line of I'm cured with this thing going on. I thought what he felt like, so I thought he was an idiot at the start of the scene, like the first time I watched it. I was like, what a moron. He's like, he doesn't even understand that he's being used. And then the way his face rolls into an orgasm look, and then this, I was like, holy shit, this dude is in control of the situation right now.
Yeah, exactly. He's back
power
to
right
the
now. Yeah, like he basically is taking advantage of the government. He gets all his meals accounted for. He gets a job and he gets a good salary with it. And he's going to have a public image. Everyone's going to know him, and he's back to his old self. So it's just a power trip he's having at that point.
Yeah.
Also, you see the power, because if you see this scene, like his fantasy, like these people, like they're considerably, look at what they're wearing, they're considerably like well dressed, like for that time, right?
Yeah, rich people clothes.
And also, he is like, even in the scene, it seems consensual. He isn't R-wording her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can see the level his craziness has gotten to at that point.
Yeah. And thing is, like, if even the consensual thing, like, it's still him in power, but at the end of the day, because like, I don't need to rope. People just love
It's
me
his
that much.
fantasy. Yeah, it's his fantasy.
He's got the attention of the public, and he's enjoying the shit out of it. And I mean, the last line is just him saying, "Yeah, it's like freaking, I don't know, Moriarty.
Yeah.
You know, did you miss me?" He's just like, "Bitch, what's up?"
Yeah, basically.
Here I am.
Like, I'm back. And yeah, we did a scene by scene analysis of the whole film, but
Basically.
it's a fucking beautiful film.
Yes.
Yeah. And see, it talks a lot about everything, and Kubrick has done a beautiful job, right? It's one of the classics, but
Audie disagrees, apparently.
Yeah, Audie disagrees, but it's okay, Audie. But I'm kidding, Audie. You can have it, gives another perspective when we talk about films, because me and Brew are tooting the same horn because we love it
Yes,
too much.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
But also you should look into it. It's deep, apparently.
Yes, deep.
But yeah, see, again, with the stuff that Kubrick did and how he was making films, and at the time, how society was, a film like this would never be approved or made today, right? With the amount of raw and
Definitely.
like
I don't think it would be
grittiness
approved of even today
that
as
was
well.
shown.
No.
Yeah, that's what I said. It wouldn't be approved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Yeah, so it wouldn't be approved or wouldn't even be
It would
made
be
today, right?
approved, except the movie would be like 10 minutes long and only have the safe for work
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, we would have never gotten something like this if it was made nowadays.
Yeah.
And also, there are many things wrong that were done at that point that made something this good, right?
Yeah.
So that it makes you question.
I mean,
to get something.
If this was
yeah.
a reflection of the real world at that time, like, well, that was a fuck time to live.
Well, it was. Yeah,
Not
it
saying
was
our
quite
time
fucked,
is very
right?
fun, but that was pretty fucked.
Yeah,
with.
but
At that time looks like
a lot
straight
of people
anarchy.
died, right? Like
Yeah.
during
But this
the
was
revolution
also
also.
their
Yeah.
prediction of the future, technically.
Yes.
This wasn't supposed to be an exact replica of their time. It was supposed to be what they thought society would break down into in the future.
Yeah, because it was just anarchy and chaos at that
basically.
point. Yeah, so see, something like this, even though it is a classic, and even though it's an amazing film, it still wouldn't be made today. So, society doesn't need to be fucked and like the olden times to make good films, or does it? What do you think?
I don't think it needs to be, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an undeniable fact that some of the best art in the world has come out of like intense strife, war,
Yeah.
pestilence everywhere, and these people are like, this is good motivation. I have an idea
Exactly.
now.
Yeah, from suffering, which nowadays that's changed. Like you don't need to suffer to make something good, right?
Yeah, but so the thing is, like, everything became a lot more accessible to everybody around the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that led to, I mean, basically we are in a state of content fatigue right now. We just can't keep up with every new release. Like I mean, I didn't even watch this thing, Squid Game, because I was like, I read Kaiji,
Yeah,
I'm done with that. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Like there's just too much for you to keep up with. Like everything is just desperate for your attention. So the people are trying to so something like this would have pissed off everybody who was in town at the time, because everybody knew about it. But now it would probably be ignored because only a very select following will be.
Hey,
will
now
be
also
washed over.
if it released on Netflix during the pandemic, it will be highly controversial
It will
too,
be
right?
controversial,
Like
but
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
There will be a lot lesser people who are lot fewer.
There'll be a lot of cancelling apparently.
Yeah.
But yes.
I mean, if you think about like Squid Game, they show straight up like violent death in there. So
Yeah,
I'm
but it's
assuming
still not as
Yeah,
it's just
it
people
won't
getting
be- it
shot.
won't be
It's
as
not
bad as
raw
this
as
thing.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
not as raw as this. So I don't know. It'll have its viewership, but yeah, it'll probably most likely be washed over by other content out there.
But the thing is, like, it's there also has to be a balance between, like, if somebody is doing it without understanding the true intent behind the movie
Yeah.
itself. Like, if somebody is just like, oh, Kubrick did rope, I want to do rope as well, then that's going to
Yeah,
be a
that
big
doesn't.
problem.
No.
Because if you don't do it in a way that actually adds something to the story, you're just like you're messing up. You're just setting yourself up for
Yeah.
failure.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Okay,
Fire
you know what,
Punch.
Sid? If we do Space Odyssey or we do Donnie Darko, Audi is going to like leave. He's going to be like, you fuckers are
Yeah.
looking too
For
much
sure.
into everything.
Yeah, he will definitely say that. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't imagine
see-
those two movies
Yeah,
with being.
I can imagine a lot more that I have in my head that if you watch you will, but audio will be like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Like, because see, with anime we don't go that deep because there isn't anything that deep, right? With most of the the stuff that people say. Yeah, there are.
Anime
No,
is
but I'm
still-
saying most of the stuff that people think is like Attack on Titan.
Are
Like
you
there is nothing
saying
that
how
deep.
I got reincarnated as a slime is not the deepest story
Yeah,
you've ever read?
basically. See, so at that,
Damn
we can't go deep because there is nothing there. But here, there is still so much to explore, and we've talked about it for I don't know how long, but we can still there's still a
1
lot
hour
we
and
could
45
talk
minutes.
about, right? And
Yes.
break down.
No, Audie's like, fuck you guys, I'm done. Look at his face. Like, you saw him the minute he
Yeah.
said that, right? No, but yeah,
Well,
there is a lot more we could talk about. And also something like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Audi is just going to.
Oh my god,
walk
I
out
so
for
want
all
to talk
these
about
movies.
that. Yeah.
Audi, basically, we're going to talk about a lot more. Donnie Darko, dude, you're going to fucking hate it. You're absolutely.
Have
gonna
you seen
fucking-
I can
Donnie
try.
Darko already?
I have long while
Have
back.
you seen
And
the
do you not
director's
like
cut?
it?
Because
Not good?
that's a whole other story that
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah.
I need to watch that then.
Do you like Donnie Darko?
I don't remember honestly.
well. So
Yeah, like,
Not even
I usually
memorable,
don't like
apparently.
cult followings, but goddamn, Donnie Darko got me right there. Instantly, I was in.
and it was something you watched after not listening to me for a long time.
Hey, but that's the thing.
And then you
Donnie
stopped
Darko
again.
had me fucked for a long time.
Yes.
Okay, I don't think I ever emotionally recovered from that.
That film is fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
Like I was sitting there with fucking Mad World playing, talking about how the dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, yo, fuck you, Sid. Why the fuck did you tell me to watch this?
Yeah. It's quite a fucked film. But it's beautiful.
Yeah, the Donnie Darko. I love Donnie Darko, dude. Holy shit, I want to watch that movie again. Next episode,
Yes.
Donnie Darko.
Done.
my
I don't
God.
mind. Yeah, let's do it. Next episode, Donnie Darko. Odi, are you excited?
Sure. I want to see what the director's cut is all about. Yes.
The director's cut changes the entire fucking story. That's all I can say. God fucking damn. I want that rabbit mask now.
Do you? I thought just the thought of that will give you
Heavy depression. Yes,
PTSD?
that's my
Yeah,
life in
exactly.
general.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, don't worry. My,
Odi, prop maker, get
my
started on that
depression
mask.
has evolved. It has now become super depression.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it
So,
for
yeah.
this episode. We're just
Thank
here
you
to talk about
for-
this movie. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us. I hope you had
I wanted
some
to talk
fun.
about how much we love this film. And
This
now
was
you
a
know.
Clockwork Orange.
Now you know we're real weebs and we talk about more about films than anime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Well, we'll still be talking about anime because we still want to.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, like the whole point.
No,
we
but
were
we've
trying to
never done
make
a
this-
scene by scene breakdown of like an anime, you know?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, but then again, okay, but like if when it comes to anime, I don't know if there's anyone like Kubrick who literally checks every freaking frame.
Satoshi Kon is pretty close.
Pretty close. I mean,
Yeah, but I
would
understand your
argue,
point.
like,
I
in
understand your
this-
point,
In
yeah.
this aspect, it's probably easier for animators because they can be very
Control,
aware of
yeah, exactly.
what they put in and what they don't. Freaking Kubrick, man, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Who
he's,
does
next
180
level.
takes for a shot.
Yeah, he's next fucking level. Kubrick is Kubrick, yeah. We'll cover a lot of his films in future episodes with some spacing. We plan to do like Full Metal Jacket
so that we
and
can, so that we can I can
Yeah,
recover him at least before
Yes.
we go
Yeah.
on to the next one. Or else I'm going to Full
And
Metal
Audi
Jacket
can,
myself, if you know what I mean.
Not shit on us. Yes, I do. Fucking
Yes.
Hey, don't you worry. Audi will forever never understand why we say such stuff.
Yes, he'll never understand.
Will I even be on in the next episode?
Oh my god, Audie's out of this podcast
Audie's
voluntarily. apparently.
He just
fuck you
heard
guys.
like one thing we looked too deep into apparently, and he's like, oh my god,
Yes.
these fucking weebs.
That is true.
Okay,
Told you, Audi.
that's it.
We have a lot to talk about for Clockwork Orange.
I mean, relatively short compared to what we usually talk about, but we talk about it
Yes.
so much that we're just
We've talked
blazing
about
through
it
points,
so
you know,
much
we weren't
throughout
like-
the years. Yeah.
This was a relatively short talk for us about Clockwork Orange. Or any
It
Kubrick
was
film.
short.
I actually remember watching. I remember I told you as well. I was watching Full Metal Jacket, and I was like eating a pack of chips while watching it, and having a little thumbs up, a Coca-Cola, and right in the middle of the movie, the drill sergeant is like, "Oh, are you
Yes.
eating this fucking donut? You fat fuck!" I'm like, "Hey, fuck you."
Yeah. I remember you told me that.
I legit
And see-
stopped eating. I was like, hey, what the fuck? This feels like a personal fucking call out from 50 years ago.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. But
I remember that scene.
you do see, that's what Kubrick films do, right? Also, whenever like we watch Clockwork Orange like multiple times, like I watch it usually at the end of the year, and
yeah.
every single time we like get on a call and just discuss the new things we've like
Yeah.
discovered after every watch, right? And like
Yeah.
go into detail about it. Yeah,
Man,
and Audi just sits there.
Yes.
Audi is so
That's
dark.
okay, Audi.
It's fun hearing the
different
conversation. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind being silent then.
No, it's not even,
Free entertainment for
I
me.
don't know if it's fun for you or not because you're like, these guys just seem to be crazy right now.
Yeah, I think most
Hey,
people will be
I don't
on
mind
Audi's
listening.
side, and
I don't
they'll
mind
think we're
listening to
crazy.
stuff that is like passionate at the end of the day. Like it could be about literally anything, and I would still listen to it as long as they're extremely passionate about it. So like conversations like these where you both just keep talking about random shit, like yes, very interesting.
And shit.
Okay, there are YouTubers who would talk about like tech shit, and there would be like leaks, internet leaks, and whatnot that are happening. I don't understand half the things that happen during those talks, but then they say it with that kind of passion. So I'm like, yes,
Hey, Nandemo Tech
I am
Wave.
very invested.
When you can
Sure
afford
enough.
tech.
Yes, that is true. That is another thing.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it for this
We have
episode,
3 pieces
guys.
of tech.
Thank you for joining
Yes,
us.
thank
If you
you.
want to,
It's been fun.
we have an r/Nandemo subreddit which you can go check
Yes.
out. Ody's already put it up on the comments, so you can go check that out. If you want to have any discussions or make memes about my face, which is something that's been happening on our Discord, we have a Discord, by the way. You can join our Discord if you want, and also you can check out our YouTube channel where we do podcasts and we do analysis videos of different content, which is
Yes.
Oh, already commented. Okay, which is mainly anime for now, but we'll be branching out into more. And yeah, so join us if you feel like you'll have some fun. We're always up for discussions about anime or movies or TV shows or music or games. You name it, we'll talk about it
Everything,
for
yeah.
hours on end.
Whatever, basically.
Yeah,
And if you
whatever,
want to join
basically.
us, join in on the discussion next week and you haven't seen the film, watch Donnie Darko.
Yes, you can. Oh my god, we're actually doing Donnie. Oh my god, I'm gonna get so fucked up. Oh my god.
Hey, you're right.
But I will do Donnie Darko next week, so you can join us and we'll
Yes.
have more pictures ready. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it a lot. So see you next.
Yes,
see
thank
you
you.
in like
See
3
you.
days. Goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye.
Yeah. This was fun.
Was it, Audi? Was